Yep. 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 What's popping? What's popping? What's popping? What's popping with the population? What's popping with the population? Man. Yeah, I hope y'all saw that live the other day. That live was fire. We had like 1,500 people in here. We gotta get to 2,000, man. We had a lot of people in here. Salute, salute, salute. Yo, we had a lot of people in this live the other day, man. What's up? Talk to me. Y'all know how I do. Hit that goddamn like button, man. I'm bringing heat. I'm bringing heat. I ain't even these other channels. These other channels be trying to charge y'all for the heat. I let y'all do this for free. Hit the like button, bro. That's all I ask. Hit the goddamn like button. You know what I mean? I ain't charging you. Ain't no subscriptions, nothing. We just going off the love. Hit that like button for me. Stop playing with it. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got a lot to get into today. If you missed the last episode, make sure you check it out. I had Shakur Stevenson up here. Him and Bill, I called Bill Haney too at the same time because I was trying to get them to talk. That's the fight we want. Come on, chat. That's the fight we want. Bill, we need the Devin and Shakur. We need that, man. So, yeah, last episode I brought up Shakur, called Bill. Bill was actually he was at the airport at the TSA. So he was kind of like going fast, but we didn't get a chance to really you know what I'm saying? Get to the bottom of it how I like to do. Pause. That sounded crazy. Get to the bottom of it. Pause. But anyway, we doing our best with what we got and what we can do in trying to create the narratives and stir the pot up to make the best fights in the sport of boxing. That's what we do. That's what we do here at Cigar Talk, man. So, yeah, let's pull up. Nice Cali Cab, nice Cabernet. You know what I'm saying? Nice little red wine to kick off the evening. You know what I'm saying? I used to drink Don Schmulio on here, but, you know, I'm trying to be a little more sophisticated now. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the zone now. You feel me? I'm trying to make sure I don't, you know what I mean? I don't got Schmulio. I'm drinking a little red wine now because I'm on the zone and I got, you know what I'm saying? I got to make sure my political connects is happy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's hit the chat real quick before we get started. Gustavo is on the way. Gustavo! Y'all know that's my boy, Gustavo. Gustavo Olivieri is pulling up today, president of the WBO. I got a lot of questions. It's so much happening right now in the sport with this Devin Haney, Keyshawn. I already gave my thoughts on Keyshawn. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like it. You know what I mean? Watch the last episode for it. I ain't going to go back, you know, to it, but definitely a duck, definitely nasty work. But salute to that man because, you know, he's still a good fighter and I hope he could get it together. But now that leaves a hole. There's now a vacuum in the WBO spot. Like, who is now going to be the guy? Who's going to be the mandatory? Is there still going to be a mandatory? There's so many questions that I got for my boy, Gustavo. He's pulling up. He's pulling up. My dog, Gustavo, pulling up. Let me hit the chat real quick. Yeah, you know it. What's popping? What's popping? Make sure to ask him if Dev fights at 144, will he be stripped? Oh, yeah, we got to know that. We got to know that. AJ, what's good? Boxing Center, salute, bro. Hey, my favorite person, Gustavo, to settle it all and give us the information. Gustavo, that's what I'm saying. Like, we could always go back and forth about what we think and what's going to happen and this, but I like to get the final word from the guy that's the guy. This is the guy that makes the decisions. When the decisions come down, it's from this guy. You know what I mean? So we got to see where everything lies. I got a lot of questions, man. I got a lot of questions to ask, man. And I'm grateful for Gustavo sharing his time with us, chat. You know what I'm saying? Yo, salute. Secret Dan, salute. Yeah, call Gustavo. Yeah, he pulling up. I spoke to him earlier. Gustavo said he pulling up. I hit him as soon as the Keyshawn news happened. I said, oh my God, Gustavo, what is going on? Keyshawn ducking? Gustavo. And he was like, yo, it's busy right now, but let's set up a live. I'm like, yo, we gotta set up the live. Gustavo, this is too crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy right now. You feel me? So we're gonna set that up in the next few minutes. My guy Gustavo pulling up. Yo, did you see Hitchens at number 3 in the recent WBO rankings? I did. That's very interesting. Africa is now number 3 in the WBO, right behind Brian Norman Jr. Very interesting. Do the Devin Haney. Yeah, yo, it's going down today. All right, now listen, I want to say this real quick before my man pull up. My boy Gustavo about to pull up. We got a lot of questions to ask today. This for the culture, bro. Oh, hold on. Oh, we got some super chats already. Salute to the super chats. Salute, Freddie. What's popping? Freddie, 0698. What are the chances of Rohan versus Norman as an eliminator? Ooh, I like that. Let me hold up. Let me look at the rankings. Where we at? Rohan Polanco is number 6. Brian Norman's number 2. I feel like that's possible. Let me add that to the list of things to ask Gustavo, because that's a good question right there. Freddie, salute, Freddie. I like that. Jay Huss left on. What's up, Jay Huss? I like Jay Huss on Twitter, man. He loved Devin, man. I like Jay Huss, though. He posts a lot of content on Twitter. Jay Huss was popping. Jay Huss gonna ride for Devin Haney. Kendall, salute, Kendall. I was about to say 1982. That's a 19982. At this point, I wish Zuffa and Turkey force these fights or void these guys' contract. This is frustrating. Salute, Kendall, salute. You know, the thing is, they can't force it now because if y'all don't really realize what's going on from the business side, there's a war that's just started. It was a Cold War, but now it's a real war. There's 2 sides. You got to pick a side. It's Zuffa and it's DAZN. Zuffa and DAZN. Why? Because Zuffa's parent company and network is Paramount. Paramount like, yo, we want y'all to do stuff over here. And of course, DAZN is their own network. DAZN like, nah, we doing it over here. So we're going to start to see the war really taking shape. And I just want to see, how does this affect the fighters? How does this affect us as fans? Where does the war go? But believe me, when I tell you there's a war going on that no man's safe from. Y'all know that song? Or I'm an old head. There's a war outside. You know what I mean? Rel Star, salute for the super chat. He said, Rel Star says, honestly, what the fuckness Jay Prince paid for? He don't promote. He not a network. He don't address shit. Like, what do he do? Well, Jay Prince is a manager, bro. He's a manager. Jay Prince manages fighters. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about boxing because, you know, I know he does a lot of things outside of boxing and music as well and investments. But I'm saying as far as boxing is concerned, he's a manager. He's not a promoter. He's not a network. He's a manager. So I guess when you say, what does he do? I mean, I can't speak to that specifically. That's a question for him. But I would likely say that his job is to run through the contracts and help make the best decisions for his client. Help make the best decisions for his client. You know what I'm saying? That's what his job is. So You know, I want to know. And matter of fact, salute to Baby J, J Prince's son, Baby J. I really like Baby J. If you know who Baby J is one of J Prince's sons, the youngest. He be outside grinding too. I see him. He's with a lot of fighters putting in work. Salute Baby J. I had put a tweet up earlier and I said, yo, there's only one guy that could really do this and answer these questions. His name is Gustavo. And Baby J answered like, nah, it's another guy and I could answer some questions. So I said, oh, we got to get Baby J up here. So I hate Baby J, like, yo, Baby J, what's up, man? Come talk to us, because we got to know what happened. Like, what happened? What happened? We wanted to fight. Some of y'all don't like the name Debo Dev, but what else do you call it? He running down on people. He running down, Debo Dev. I hope we get the Cigar fight, though, man. That's the fight, man. I really want to see that fight, man. Keyshawn ain't want that smoke for whatever reason. Again, I don't think he's scared. But whatever money transactional, it just I don't understand it. I don't get it. That's a bad move, and it's a duck regardless. But Debo Dev is he stepped up to the plate. He stepped up to the plate. He said, all right, that's my mandatory. All right, let's go. Let's do it. 75-25. Gustavo! He told us already what the percentages was. He told us what the percentages was already. So that's why it's just, man. Look, the war is just smoke and mirrors. The same people that own DAZN also own Zuffa. That is not true, Vlad. Salute to Vlad. Queens get the money, though. Queens get the money. Salute, Vlad. There are commonalities, though. Right? Seller, they own a big percentage. I think it might be more than half. I think it might be 60%, if I'm not mistaken. I got to look it up. It's either 60 or 40%. I got to look it up. But Seller, who is an organization, a Saudi organization, is a large partner in Zuffa. Now, there's the Saudi government. They have a small percentage. They say 10% of DAZN. And again, I don't know this all to be true. These are the reports that are out there. So it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same interest. But I get where you're coming from, Vlad. I do. But I don't think it's exactly the same, though. You know what I'm saying? But I get where you're coming from. Look at Bill's recent tweet. Ask Gustavo about that. Okay, hold on. Let me look at Bill's tweet real quick. I think I seen it earlier, though. Let me pull up Bill's tweet, though, so we could see what Bill talking about. We gotta see what Bill talking about. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Let me go on my Twitter. Let me see what Bill talking about on here. Bill Haney. Y'all not gonna lie, Bill Haney, I think like Bill Haney, the new Don King, bro. I never met Don King. I never met him. But I just feel like the way they talk about him, it feels like Bill Haney, that's just what it feels like. Bill Haney is Don King in 2026, bro. All right. Oh, here go Bill tweet. Bill Haney. He says, I just spoke with the WBO organization, President Gustavo. He told me that Keyshawn Davis and Jay Prince called him to set this whole thing up. Wait, what? What? I beg your pardon, Bill? What? Gustavo told you that? Gustavo! He told you that? He said, so the story about the kid not knowing what he was getting into or what was going on is far from the truth. Nah, Bill. What? Bill, what? Nah, that's a lot. Hold on. Let me read it one more time so y'all can see it on the screen too. I just spoke with the WBO president, Gustavo. He told me Keyshawn Davis and Jay Prince called him and set this whole thing up. So that story about the kid not knowing what he was getting into or what was going on is far from the truth. That's a big claim. That is a big claim. And we got Gustavo, so we got to ask Gustavo about this because this is what? Nah, man. That mean, hold up. So what this is saying basically is they trying to say that Key was playing games? Nah, man. We got to get Jay Prince up here, man. I ain't gonna lie. I might have to call Jay, man. I'm gonna call Baby Jay first, though. Soon as we get through Gustavo, I gotta call Baby Jay, man. I might have to call Big J at this point. We might gotta call Big J too at this point. This is getting crazy, y'all. What? Bill is talking crazy right now. I know one thing. Hold up. Let me pour my goddamn wine. Y'all know how I do. Cali Cabernet. I had to put down the Don Shmulio because, I'm a DAZN guy now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to clean up my image. You got to clean up your image. Clean up on aisle 5. So I'm sipping red wine now. But what I want to say is, it is truly indeed nasty work if that is the case that they, like, all right, we knew the amount all along. What? What does that mean? I don't understand. So that means if you knew the amount, what was it? You was trying to force a rock in a hard place. That's what that means? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Tonight we're gonna find out. Hit the goddamn like button. This is Cigar Talk, man. We gotta get 1,000 people in here, man. We halfway there. We more than halfway. We almost at 700. Hit the like button, man. I ain't these other channels. I don't charge y'all for content. I got a real good job, bro. I don't do this for no money. I do this because I love the sport of boxing and I love this community. Hit the goddamn like button for me. This is about to be one of them ones. This is a legendary episode. Y'all know who pulling up. Gustavo! Y'all know my boy pulling up. I talked to him today. I said, yo, we gotta talk, bruh. Huh. It's a lot going on. We gotta do it. You know what I mean? So salute my guy, Gustavo. Let me see the super chats. Jack Catterall takes his $3 million, make it a mandatory. I like that. Jack Catterall, nice, bro. Especially Philly Jack. I like Philly Jack. You know what I mean? Philly Jack got a little more sauce than UK Jack. Philly Jack. I like that. Jack Catterall versus Devin Haney. That's a good fight too. Jack Catterall, nice. I don't know if he's beating Debo Dev, but Jack Catterall is nice, and that is a good fight. If I had to guess, this is just my guess. I don't have no inside information on this. This is just Cigar Talk's mind, how I see the landscape. If the Shakur fight indeed can't happen right now because of the weight issues, which I pray it happens, like we need this fight, man. Devin and Shakur, that's one of the best fights in the sport of boxing. Right now, it might be the best fight in the sport of boxing. It might be. We need that. Debo Dev versus Shakur. We need that. But if that doesn't happen, it feels like Devin, who's a guy who's been known to grab belts, is probably going to try to fight like Liam Paro or something. I'm really not that interested in that because that's Africa leftovers. Africa just beat up Liam Paro. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really want to see it, but at the same time, he got a belt. So it is justified. But I don't really want to see that because I want to see, listen, Devin, one of the best fighters in the world. I want to see him in fights with the guys that are the best. Liam Paro, respectfully, he's a good fighter. He's not elite. He's good. But he has a strap. So it's like, you know what I mean? That's what I would think, just looking at the landscape. But I hope I'm wrong, man. Let's make this Shakur fight, man. We waiting for Gustavo right now. Gustavo on the way, man. Y'all know the fight we need. Shakur and Dev. That's the one. Shakur versus Dev. Spit Bucket Podcast, salute. Make sure y'all tap in. I like Spit Bucket, man. Spit Bucket Podcast, salute to my guy. How would you compare what Key did to Shakur not taking the 25% offer from Devin a while back? Salute, Najee. Appreciate all the great work. Yo, salute, bro. How would I compare it? I think it's different because with the Shakur offer, that wasn't a mandatory spot, right? Keyshawn petitioned to be the mandatory. They went and said, yo, Gustavo told us, yo, we want to be the mandatory. We putting in a petition. Make sure you and the committee look this over. We want to be the mandatory. They looked it over. They decided, you know what? Actually, this does make sense. You are the mandatory. So I think it's worse than Keyshawn's end because, one, Keyshawn and Shakur are also on two different levels as far as star power and accomplishments are concerned. At that time specifically, Shakur sold more tickets than Keyshawn. He was doing more viewership than Keyshawn. So I don't think an offer directly at that 25% at that time, I think that was a lowball offer. However, right now, what we're talking about, this is not about, right now what we're talking about, it's not about making an offer. This is mandatory. This is already set. You knew when you got here, if you don't make a deal, then this is what you get. You knew that already. You knew that already. And that's what's hard for me to accept. You already knew what the numbers was. Y'all remember Gustavo came up here and told us the numbers. He said it on Cigar Talk first. 75 to the champion, 25 to the challenger. So I think it would be different, even though I don't know how much more of a difference it is, to be honest. If Devin and them offered him, like, yo, I'm going to offer you 25% of net revenue, blah, blah, blah. That's not what happened here. That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. But salute, Spit Bucket, salute, man. Marta Prince, Naj, which direction would you like to see Roach going next? You think Roach Russell is a good comeback fight? Oh, Lamont Roach versus Gary Russell? Oh, I like that. I didn't ever thought about that. I like that fight. That's DC. That's DC versus DC. Yeah, I like that fight. Lamont need a win, though. He got to get back in the win column. And I say that respectfully because Lamont is nice. I'm just saying is he got robbed to me against Tank. I thought that was a robbery. I thought the Pitbull Cruise, I wouldn't call it a robbery, but I didn't think it was a draw. But I wouldn't say a robbery, but I did not think it was a draw. I thought Lamont edged it, but I won't call that a robbery. It was a close fight. I won't call that a robbery. Tank, that was a blatant robbery. He took a knee, wiped sweat out his eyes, all of the, I had grease in my eyes, got my hair done 2 days ago. Y'all know the whole shit. That was a robbery. But Lamont got the bad end of the deal. You know why? This is why the politics in this game is so important, y'all. Especially at that time, Lamont was not under the covering of a big promoter. Remember, Lamont was fighting on Pro Box before that. That's a gamble that y'all got to realize you take when you're not under the umbrella. When you're not under the umbrella, sometimes the politics come to play in this thing that we love over here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know what I mean? But that's a good fight. Roach and Gary Russell, that is a good fight. A Jay Prince call will go viral. Yeah, salute. Jay Huss. Yeah, salute. I might have to make that call, man. Jay Prince. I might got to make that call, man. Is it possible to call Keyshawn now? Nah, man, I'm leaving Keyshawn. I'm leaving him alone, bro. You know what I'm saying? I called him. I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. Like when everything was going on, I was reaching out. I was trying to link in. It didn't. The link never happened. So I respect it. If he, I don't know if he's going through something or not. I don't know. What I'm saying is I reached out, but I didn't hear back. I reached out a couple times. I didn't hear back. So you just gotta let him be at that point. You can't. I ain't gonna just be blowing him up. And I would imagine, I'm sure he's seen the clip circulating. I spoke freely on how I felt. I thought that was ducking. I said it. So I would imagine he's not happy. But again, I don't speak to disrespect nobody. I speak on the facts and I speak objectively about what happened. So, I'm not going to call Keyshawn. I'm going to respect that he needs his space, and I respect that. I respect that. Now hit the goddamn like button. We wait. My man Gustavo about to pull up. Gustavo! Y'all know my boy about to pull up. Hold up. Let me send him a text, man. Let me send my boy a text. See where he at. He about to pull up. We about to pull up. I just sent them. I just sent the kite. I just sent the kite to my boy, Gustavo. He about to pull up. I spoke to him earlier today. He said he on the way, so we good. All right. Now let me say this though. He better not be baiting us. Nah. Nah, he can't. Gustavo! Nah, he ain't gonna do us like that. Not with 1,000 people in here on Cigar Talk waiting for all the answers, waiting to answer the questions that we need to hear. He ain't gonna do that. It's my guy, Gustavo. He ain't gonna do that. So we're gonna see what's going on. But let me say this. They say, bro, stop mentioning 144. He already wasted our time. It's 147 or nothing. I don't know how I feel about that point. I feel two ways about the point, to be honest. Because on one end, again, this is me talking objectively to y'all, my true thoughts. On one end, I do understand where Devin and them is coming from, where it's like, well, we put the offer on the table. Or I don't know if the actual contract was sent or nothing like that, but hey, verbally we agreed to this. We could move forward and get to the contract stage. 144, Devin said, all right, cool, I agree, let's go. But that would mean at the time, I got to jump in front of Keyshawn, right? That's what that would have had to mean. And now because Shakur was like, well, if my brother's the mandatory, I want to let him operate and see what's going on. So now that didn't happen, they like, well, we sent it. You wanted to, you tried to do that. So now we don't want to do 144 no more. And I understand that. I understand that. Conversely, this is why I think the fight not happening. Conversely, on the other side of the coin, Shakur Stevenson moved up from 135 to 140. World champion. Devin Haney, world champion. It is not customary for us as a culture to say you just moved up in your last fight. Now you got to move up another weight class again. They're not doing that. We don't do that. We don't do that. That's facts. We don't do that to nobody. There's nothing wrong with saying, yo, you literally just moved up. Now you got to move up to another weight class once again. No, that's not. We don't do that here. That's not realistic. The only person I've seen really try to do that was Adrian Broner against Marcos Maidana, and it went terribly. So I do think there's a world where, hey, I'm a champion here, you're a champion there. Let's meet in the middle. I think the numbers are similar. I think even Shakur's numbers might be slightly higher, but it's also skewed. It's hard to say because Devin's fought on the ring cards his last couple fights. So it's like, it's hard to say, right? These are not, one is he's not headlining, but two, it's not he fought in Saudi in one of them and then New York, the other one. So it's not like his home market. So it's hard to judge and gauge his value in the situation. Shakur, differently, right? He fought in Queens at that stadium. He sold out MSG. So it's like maybe his numbers are a little higher. So it's hard to really gauge it. I'd say maybe Shakur is just a little bit more elevated in terms of ticket sales. Devin, to me, may be a little bit more over in terms of accomplishments. So that's why I can agree and understand meeting in the middle. It's like, all right, I'm here, you're here, let's meet in the middle. So I get both sides, to be honest. I really do. And that's why I feel like it's going to be hard to make the fight right now. But God damn it, I want to see that goddamn fight, bro. I want to see that fight so bad. J Huss, salute. Let me tell y'all this because I see this comment a lot too, and people been spamming me on Twitter. Yo, but he said he would fight Conor Ben. Gustavo on the way. Oh, Gustavo's on the way. Gustavo's on the way. Gustavo, my boy, he on the way. Let me address that point though. He wanted Conor Ben at 154. Now, I want to address that point because I see people because people been spamming me that. That's why I'm addressing it because I've been getting spammed that on Twitter. So they spam me. Yo, what he said he want Conor and Ben at 154, but he want but he don't want Devin at 47. That's like this. Like let me give you an analogy. I play Madden, right? Like I be playing in my spare time. Whenever I got some free time, I ain't working. I ain't doing this, no boxing. I'm chilling. I got time to chill at the crib. I like to play Madden in my spare time. I don't got a lot of spare time, but when I do, I like to chill out, play some Madden. That's really the only game I play. Play Madden. My team in Madden is the Detroit Lions. That's my team. That's like when I'm serious and I gotta go and I gotta get this win off and I'm about to do it, is Detroit Lions. That's my team. But if I'm playing somebody else that I know is not on my level, I might use another team. I don't gotta bring out that team. I don't gotta bring out the Lions for you. You ain't Lions worthy. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta bring out the Lions. I could go use the Vikings or you know what I'm saying? I could go use another team that's like, it's a nice team, but I know I could beat you, but I don't gotta go out and do that. That's what that is. Of course, Shakur's saying, yeah, I'll go to 47 or whatever for Conor Ben. I don't need to pull out the full arsenal to beat Conor Ben. But Devin Haney, that's a bad motherfucker. If I'm gonna go fight this Debo Dev, this bad motherfucker, we gotta be on an even playing field. I can't be going in on a disadvantage against a guy like Devin Haney. Y'all keep saying, what about Conor Ben? Y'all acting like Conor Ben and Devin Haney on the same level. We know they not. Stop it. Stop it. That's disrespectful to Debo Dev. They're not even close to the same level. They're not even close. So it's not. That's what it is. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Not to mention, Conor called him out of the last fight, right? Conor was like, man, I'll beat your ass, da-da-da-da. And then Shakur was like, well, nigga, I see you at whatever weight. So y'all keep trying to make it the same, and it's not the same. It is not the same. It's not. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They said I'm bad for boxing. You're here watching me. What do you mean? If I'm bad for boxing, take a stand and leave my channel while we waiting on Gustavo. Get up out of there. Get up out of here if you don't like it, bro. Straight up. Straight up. Talking about I'm bad. Nigga, you watching me. What do you mean? What's wrong with you? How you watching me talk about I'm bad for this? Wait, what? My camera going through it? Yo, damn, my camera messing up, y'all? Camera messing up. All right, let me hold up. Let me call Gustavo real quick, man. Let me see my guy at, man. Let me call Gustavo real quick. Let me call my guy real quick. Hold on. Let me put it on mute just in case. Let me mute it. Let me mute it. Mute. All right, that was my boy, Gustavo. He said, give him 5 minutes. He said, turn it on the computer right now. Coming up right now. Gustavo on the way. I told y'all he's not going to leave me hanging. That's my boy. Gustavo! That's my boy. He ain't going to leave us hanging. I just spoke to him, y'all. He said, yo, give me 5 minutes. That's what he said. He said, yo, I'm on the way right now. Give me 5 minutes. Let's get it. Gustavo here. This live is legendary. Hold up. Let me see how many likes I got because y'all playing these games, bro. Swear to God, y'all be playing games. I ain't even these other channels. I don't ask y'all for no money. I don't do a subscription. Like I don't do this because I need your money. I do this for us. Come on, we family. Cigar Talk family. Y'all like my cousins, bro. Oh, nah, see? Nah, the ratio is nasty. We got almost 1,000 people in here and 200 likes. Hit the goddamn like button, bro. I'm not bringing up Gustavo in here until y'all hit the like button. Y'all got the ratio looking nasty. Y'all got the ratio looking nasty. What? It's 200 people in here with 1,000. That's 25%. Y'all not taking the 25%? What? Nah, bruh. Y'all ain't taking the 25%, man. Hit the goddamn like button, bruh. Come on, man. Y'all bugging out right now. Y'all bugging out right now. It's 1,000 people in here with 200 likes. Come on, y'all playing me, man. Hit the like button. It's free. Not asking for nothing. Just hit the like button, bro. Share it so people can see this. It helps the algorithm, man. Y'all doing me dirty. Y'all not even taking the 25%. Y'all want to talk about Keyshawn. Y'all niggas ain't taking the 25%. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Y'all over here talking about Keyshawn ain't taking 25%. Y'all ain't hitting the like button. You know what I mean? Champ side on a hate tour pissed because Shakur rock with you on interviews and he don't rock with him. Be mad, boy. I'm going to keep doing what I do. I'm not liking till you read super chat. Oh, my bad. Hold up. Let me read the super chats. Read the super chats. My bad. My bad. Hold up. Let me read the super chats. Gustavo said he on the way. I literally just spoke to him. He said, yo, I'm turning on my computer. I'm coming right now. My boy. 78 Sports TV. Thank you for the super chat. He says, salute. As soon as the WBO can Shakur fight Devin at 144, 147 for the WBO belt, I'm definitely going to ask that, brother. So thank you for the super chat. J-Dub. So essentially, Shakur is cherry picking Ben. I don't know if it's cherry picking because Ben called him out, but I mean, yeah, if you're going to go up to a weight class that you don't belong in, you're not, yeah. I mean, yeah. Sure, if that's what you want to call it. They crying like this is the first time it's been done. Salute, Vlad. No joke. Salute for the super chat. Turning down your highest payday and biggest opportunity is crazy work. You are right, my man. Nasty work. I don't really understand it. I don't think there's no justification I can hear that would make me be like, oh, you know what? I understand that. You're right. No, there's not really nothing I could really say that would make me feel like that. That was his moment. That was his opportunity. Whether you win or lose, this is your chance to level up. This is your chance to go and become a star, be great. That's a fight where even if you don't win, but you look good and it's a good fight, you still come up. That raises your value. And you don't take that? I'm disappointed in Key, man. Hopefully we get an explanation, man. Do you think Bumgarner's ducking Dubois? Absolutely. Absolutely ducking. Ask him what happens to the next mandatory. For sure. Definitely. That's 100%. I got to ask that. J. Huss, salute. The Shakur and Devin fight will happen in due time. I think so, too. Let's stay together. Salute for that super chat. I think so, too. I don't think it'll be right now because it just seems like the weight part is just, yeah, the weight part is what it is. And like I said, I get both sides. I understand why both sides are moving like that. I understand both sides. I'm being objective. I really do. Because if you put yourself in both sides, instead of being a fanboy, I know there's a lot of fanboys in here, on both sides. But put yourself objectively. If you Devin Haney, you like, I gave you an offer, you tried to get me to fight this guy, and now that didn't go through, and now you want me to give you the same offer? I'm not doing that. And then look at the other side, Shakur's side. Well, listen, I'm the champion. I'm selling out arenas. I'm doing this. You're at this weight class. Meet me in the middle. Why do I have to go up to you? Let's meet in the middle. That's only right. It's only fair. I understand both sides of the coin. I really do. He said, Issa, should I save a Shakur? Come on, man. What does that mean, bro? Salute, Mike, for the super chat. Type that again, bro, so I can read it out. Should I save a Shakur? Come on, man. What? Yo, you from the country? This is Gitchy? What the fuck does that mean? Issa, could I, should I save a Shakur, man? Come on, man. What? Bro, thank you for the super chat, but I don't even know, like, what does that mean? Oh, hold up. Oh, Gustavo said I gotta send him the link on his on his computer. Hold up. Let me send it to his email. He coming up. Gustavo coming up here. Let me send it to his email. Let me send it to his email right now. Gustavo. Bang. All right. Hold up. Let me send it. Hold on. I'm sending it to him right now. He coming up right now. Gustavo. And after that, shit, we might gotta call Jay Prince, man, for the culture, man. We might gotta call Jay Prince for the culture, man. We might gotta call Jay Prince for the culture, man. Why did he do that, man? Why did he do that? Why? I just don't understand. I just want to know why. Why did you do that? Again, I don't know if that changes how I feel, but I just want to know, why did you do that? Why? Debo, listen, you don't gotta like Devin Haney, but you gotta respect it. He taking fades. He taking fades. Najee, like Bill said, are you a referee or a coach? I'm a dictator. This is cigar talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm the king. I'm Michael Jackson, and you Tito. Let's stay together. Boxing won't let Shakur and Devin not fight. I agree. It's gonna happen at some point. Some point gonna happen. Oh, salute, Knockout Boxing, 86 TV. I like Knockout. Yo, if y'all into YouTube channels, boxing, make sure you check out Knockout Boxing. Good dude. Knockout be doing his thing. Salute Knockout Boxing, man. Thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate you. Knockout Boxing, 86 TV. Make sure you check him out. If you're not familiar, you probably should be, because, you know, he definitely on these YouTube streets heavy. Salute Knockout Boxing for sure. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Why y'all act like Dev is more accomplished than Shakur? I think Devin's resume is better, right? All right. Let's reset the table before I bring up my guest. This is what you've all been waiting for. This is why we are here. Let me reset the table. Hold on one second. Let me reset the table, y'all. Set the table. Set the table. All right, we got 1,000 people in here. We got to get to 2,000. Please hit the like button. There's a lot of people in here. Please be respectful to my guests. Now, let me get my intro off. All right, I'm bringing them up. Y'all so pushy. Let me get my intro off. Let me get my intro. This gentleman right here, he is doing things that we've always asked for in the sport of boxing. That's transparency from the guys in the business that matter. He's allowing us transparency. He's allowing us to ask the questions that we want answers to. And this is something that is special and shouldn't be taken for granted, because a lot of people don't do this. So I want you all, please put W's in the chat for my guest. Please put W's. Let me see some W's in the chat. Hit the like button. W's in the chat. I would like to introduce my guy, Gustavo. This is my guy right here, man. I love this guy right here. Gustavo Olivieri has entered the building.
What's up, my man?
My man, Gustavo, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm a little bit tired, but everything's well. You know, boxing never sleeps. There's no off season, so I'm here at the office 24/7, my man, striving our best to do what boxing needs.
Man, listen, we appreciate you, and I'm grateful for your time. I'll try to make this as quick as possible. Thank you very much again for doing this. All right.
Dude, man, we got all the time in the world for you guys. What's up?
All right, first things first. I wasn't going to start here, but I saw a tweet from Bill Haney today that started to make waves, and I said, I got to ask you about this, because it was kind of a shocking tweet, and I would like some clarity. So Bill says...
I read the tweet. I read the tweet, and I need to make, I need to set the record straight. I think the tweet was misleading. What I did say to Mr. Haney when he called.
Let me just read it real quick for the people who didn't hear it, and then I'm going to let you respond. Bill Haney says, I just spoke with WBO boxing organization. He added the WBO president, Gustavo. He says, he told me Keyshawn Davis and Jay Prince called him and set this whole thing up. So that story about the kid not knowing what he was getting into or what was going on is far from the truth. Can you please give us some clarity on that?
Elaborate, sure. The facts, like you guys like to say, straight up facts. I received a call from Mr. Prince inquiring whether the WBO would consider Keyshawn as a former undefeated WBO lightweight champion, whether he would be considered to be installed in the ratings welterweight division and consequently be designated the mandatory. So Mr. Prince gave me a call to ask what will be the procedure from a regulatory standpoint. So I basically explained.
When did that happen?
Months ago.
Okay.
I don't recall the exact date. It was months ago.
Okay.
So when Mr. Prince calls me, I explained to him the regulatory process of what happens when a champion or an undefeated champion wants to pursue a world title in a higher or lower weight class. It has been done before. There's precedents in for example, Usyk went from cruiserweight to heavyweight to become the mandatory with Joshua. Crawford from 154 jumping 2 weight classes to be installed number 1 against Canelo, being designated the mandatory for Canelo. It has been done for Inoue, for Amanda Serrano, for Algieri when he moved up from junior welterweight to welterweight for Pacquiao, Bradley Marquez. There's many precedents. Well, and you can argue, well, Keyshawn hasn't fought in welterweight division. That's a fact. But the rule doesn't require that you fight in a higher or lower weight class prior to get a title shot. When these are like privileges that champions or former undefeated world champions per WBO rules and policies have. So once I received the call from Prince, he chimed in the kid, Keyshawn, and Keyshawn wanted some clarity as to the process. So I explained to them this. I didn't guarantee them any outcomes because it will be irresponsible because I don't make that call. I can make recommendations, but there's a championship committee composed of 4 members that they vote on the matter. And we publish all of our rulings and decision-making. And I tweet and I try to bring the utmost transparency and answer most of everyone's questions when I have the time. So I explained to them the process. Thereafter, they filed a petition to consideration and designation of mandatory. And he was granted the mandatory designation unanimously by the committee.
Okay. So I guess what Bill was saying, he said that they set this up. You're just saying he asked you what is the formal process of how I can petition my guy to be
correct. It's not. It doesn't with the WBO. It doesn't where you give me a call behind the scenes. Let's do this. No. We always ask either managers, advisors, promoters, submit everything in writing so we can have it in black and white. And if there's any misleading argument, I got the facts to impeach the person or the individual raising that assertion. You know, I'm a lawyer, man. So we do things by the book.
Okay. All right. So, well, now let me ask you this, because Gustavo, you broke a lot of news on Cigar Talk originally when we had our first conversation. You gave us a lot of insight that the mandatory was coming. You gave us the insight that the split would be 75-25. And then subsequently, we saw Keyshawn Davis. Well, the first thing, before we get to the actual outcome, they pushed the date back. We saw that it went from, I think, from a Tuesday to a Friday, or it was a Monday to a Thursday, whatever the date was. It was a 72-hour timeline. When that happened, Gustavo, what are you thinking? Does that mean you're thinking they're trying to come to a deal before it goes to purse bid? What happened in that 72-hour timeline?
It's very easy. We only granted the extension because it was filed jointly by all the parties. We have email correspondence from Mr. Haney. We have email correspondence of Mr. Greg Smith, Haney's attorney. We got email correspondence from Mr. Josh Dubin, Keyshawn's attorney. And we have an email correspondence from Jeremy Kogel, Top Rank's attorney. So all the parties related to the matter jointly requested an extension. So if the parties don't have any issues on the extension, the WBO either. Based on all the parties agreeing jointly in writing. So we have that on file.
Right. Well, when that happens and you guys grant extensions, do you think that's because they're trying to actually make a deal before it goes to first bid?
Yeah, most of the time in these negotiations, the committee could grant the parties 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, 30 days. Those are the general timelines, right? And the parties either, one, they want to, request a purse bid. They don't want to negotiate. Two, they try to, back and forth with the negotiation process. Three, that one of the parties requests an additional time, either because they're sorting out a network deal with a date with the network, or trying to find another suitable counteroffer. Who knows, right? And for example, if one of the parties, not both, if one of the parties requests an extension, we tell the other party, hey, there's an extension request filed by party A. Do you have any objection? And party B can either raise an objection, I don't agree to the extension, let's go for a purse bid, or I agree to extend instead of 10 days, a 5-day extension, and the committee rules on the matter. Very simple stuff.
Got you. Okay. So now we got to the point where this week it was announced that Keyshawn Davis was removed from the mandatory slot. Now, can you explain to us what exactly happened? Was it Keyshawn Davis's team reached out to you to say, hey, Gustavo, we no longer want to be in the mandatory position?
No, let me explain how the process is from a regulatory standpoint from the WBO. As everyone knows, we ordered the fight, the parties couldn't reach terms, and the mechanism when the parties don't reach an agreement, the regulatory provision that triggers is ordering purse bid proceedings, right? We order the purse bid. Once a purse bid is adjudicated, in other words, that there's a winner who is awarded the promotional rights to promote, organize, and produce the fight, right? The fighters and the winning promoter, they have to comply with the terms of the bid. And one of the terms, which I stated for the record when we live streamed the bid, was that the fighters would have 48 hours upon the date of the purse bid to confirm in writing to the WBO whether they would go forward with the fight. If one of the fighters, either Haney or Keyshawn, but we're talking about Keyshawn now, if Keyshawn was not available, got injured, had any illegal impediment, refused to fight, or accept the terms of the bid, the championship committee would declare him unavailable. In other words, he's out. Those terms are crystal clear. They were outlined in the official purse bid notice when we notified officially the purse bid 1 week before the purse bid. They were reiterated when I was conducting the purse bid. So that's the process. Once he declines an opportunity per the WBO rules, either we can demote him or we can pull him out. So he's demoted in the ratings. He currently sits at number 7. So he lost his status as the mandatory because either you accept the terms or you're out.
Now, Gustavo,
to finish your question, I'm sorry. After we adjudicated the bid and announced that Top Rank had won the bid, we notified all the parties in writing. The notice, it's called Notice of Adjudication of Promotional Rights, right? Per the bid. Keyshawn against Devin Haney, and we basically made reference to the bid, etc. And we also notified them the purse bid minutes of every factual circumstance that transpired during the bid. We notified all the parties, and we posted in our social media the purse bids. I mean, in our social, in WBOboxing.com, there's a place called Rulings. You can find them there, very easy and accessible and free. The purse bid minutes. 24 hours after the bid had been adjudicated, I received an email correspondence by Mr. Josh Dubin, Keyshawn's attorney, confirming to the WBO this email serves as notice to the WBO that Keyshawn Davis will not go forward with the terms of the bid based on not agreeing with the financial compensation to be distributed to him, which is the 25% of the total bid, which was like 2,400,000 something, if I recall correctly. So he was not Keyshawn, and that's it. That's his personal decision. I may not agree with it, but I have to respect it. That's his decision as a fighter. He consults with his team, and I have to respect that. So he declined to go forward with the fight in accordance with the terms of the bid, because according to him, his split is not what he considered reflective of his market value. And based on that email confirmation, we proceeded on making the announcement. And thereafter, that goes to the championship committee and the ratings committee, and he was demoted in the ratings.
But that's very interesting news. That's great news. Now let me ask you this: based on that, do you know, as the president and the WBO, do you guys know how many bids are going to actually take place prior to like the live stream that we all watched? Do you guys know, like, all right, well, we got 7 bids, and do you know what the numbers are prior to that?
Very good question. In 9 out of 10, you may have an idea of who's going to bid, but you don't have assurances, right? You may receive a call from potential bidders. Hey, what's the split? Hey, is anybody going to bid? Ethically, I cannot disclose who's going to bid, right? Yeah. I knew that Top Rank was interested in the bid, obviously, because they have Keyshawn, right?
Sure.
I had known of Tio interested in bidding because I've received calls, but I can't disclose that, right? So we have to wait until the bid actually takes place to know who's going to bid. Obviously, an hour before the bid, I knew who was here in the office. Right. Because obviously you see the people at the office, and you have 1 minute before the bid comes, a bidder could walk inside the WBO offices and say, I'm here to bid. Okay, sit down. Let me see the paperwork. Let's see if you're licensed. Let me see if you're up to in good standing. Let me see if you comply with the requirements, and you bid. But you have an idea of who may be bidding because they call you, or because one of the fighters represented by a promoter that does business with the WBO, but you don't have a certainty of who's going to actually bid and how much, because that information is confidential.
Got it. So it's confidential to the point that the fighters themselves don't even really know who's going to bid or how many people, unless they're trying to go back door and figure out. But there's no formal process for fighters to actually know like how many bids there will be or anything like that.
No, obviously, a fighter that has promotional ties with a bona fide promotional outlet, let's say Top Rank, I'm sure Top Rank has in their promotional agreements provision clauses pertaining to purse bids, right? Because let's say for example, Teofimo had won the purse bid, right? And Teofimo produces the show. Top Rank has got to get paid, right? Because Top Rank has Keyshawn under their promotional umbrella. So Top Rank gets what's called like a POS fee. It's called a provision of services agreement that Top Rank provides the services of their fighter to a third party that doesn't have the promotional rights of that particular fighter. I'm just giving you an example, right? So I'm sure that fighters under those, top tier promotional outlets, fighters are advised, right, in their contracts that if a fight goes to a purse bid, that fighter, if he wants to go forward with that fight and his promoter loses a purse bid, that fighter's going to get paid per the terms of the purse bid, but the promoter's going to get something out of it as well because the promoter invests in the fight.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. There's been arguments about, and I guess this situation would bring that up where some fighters may say, all right, well, we think 25% is too low as the challenger. Is that something that you guys at the WBO have ever thought about addressing or changing? Or do you feel like, this is where it is and we feel like this is fair for what the circumstances are?
It has been addressed on very few occasions. Like, for example, there's a fighter that says, well, my market value is higher than this amount. It should be a 50-50, or it should be a 55-45 kind of split. Well, you think so? File your request in writing with your arguments, and the committee shall see. I've been working the WBO 10 years. I have seen that the splits being changed maybe once, right? Obviously, when you have a champion facing another champion, or you have a super champion, which is not an upper title holder, I'm meaning like a fighter that has a certain rights and privileges, right? Like, for example, Crawford, Inoue, Usyk when he was champion, Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, Shields, etc. Have a different rule applies. Like, for example, we based the split on the last 3 reported purchases to the WBO. Like, for example, let's use an example. Let me see. Inoue, right? Inoue goes to a purse bid, right? So Inoue's split based on his super champion status. In other words, that he's been multi-division champion, undisputed champion, etc. He's got certain rights and privileges. And one of the rights and privileges that a fighter like Inoue's statue has is that if he has a fight that goes to a purse bid, we base the split on his last 3 split that cannot exceed an 80-20 split. So in other words, the higher reported purse fighter earns a higher split. So in that case, the split on Inoue on this example could not be greater than 80-20.
Okay, that makes sense. I understand that. Okay. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, though. Now that Keyshawn backed out, right? I saw the rankings. I looked at the rankings today. Yeah. But does Haney still have a mandatory obligation, or is he allowed now a voluntary defense because it went to purse bid and that guy didn't take it? So maybe now he could get a voluntary. Does he still have a mandatory obligation under your rulings?
Yes, he does. However, based on this new factual circumstances that Keyshawn declined to proceed with the fight, the committee could say, you know what? Although he has a mandatory, the next leading available contender has yet to satisfy the mandatory challenger provision. Therefore, we will allow Haney to do a voluntary. In the meantime, we try to see how the division keeps, the activity to determine the mandatory at the appropriate time. It has been done before.
So right now, what are you saying? Are you saying right now Devin Haney will have a voluntary until you guys determine who the mandatory is?
I haven't said that. I'm just explaining you the circumstances, the possible scenarios. That's a decision that should be rendered either this week or the following as to what will the WBO do. Will the championship committee enforce another mandatory on Haney immediately, or will grant Haney a voluntary? That issue remains to be seen.
Got it. Okay. Well, listen, there's another big fight that everyone was talking about, and that's Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. Yeah. Is there a position where maybe Jay Prince can petition and say, hey, well, we want Shakur to fight Devin? Potentially, the talk of 144 was mentioned. We wanted to be at 144. Would the WBO grant, I guess, an exemption and allow that fight to happen, and he could do his mandatory after that?
Mr. Prince and his team, they can submit whatever request they deem appropriate and relevant, and we should proceed in accordance with our rules. Review the requests, the relevant arguments, and see which provision is applicable for the requests and arguments, and determine the ruling. Now, technically, they could file that request as to say, you know what, Shakur is a 140-pound WBO champion, active, undefeated. I believe he's a 3-division, 126, 130, and 130. 126, 130, and now 145. And based on his current status, he could request or petition to be designated the mandatory for Haney 147. That could be a petition that could be considered for the championship committee.
I didn't know that.
That's what you're asking. So I'm responding to your question as to a catch weight. If Shakur fights in 144, that's basically under the welterweight limit. He has to decide which weight class he wants to fight. Okay. So in other words, Haney's going to fight at 147. I don't foresee Haney. Haney wants to defend the title at 147. As long as you make the weight below 147, you can fight in 146, 144, 142, 141, because it's below the 147 limit. But we're just speculating now, right? Based on your question. But Team Shakur can submit whatever request they consider appropriate, and we'll just give it its due course.
Yeah. So, all right, 147 or nothing, basically. Let me ask you this. I looked at the rankings today, and I saw Brian Norman Jr. is number 2. Devin Haney just beat Brian Norman Jr. in his last fight. I saw a tweet today from Devin Haney where somebody asked him, hey, if Brian Norman Jr. is the mandatory, what happens? And he said, there's no way that I'm going to take that fight. How do you guys make that work? Yeah. How do you guys make that work where this guy's number 2? They just fought. Devin beat him. And you know that Devin doesn't want that fight. How do you guys approach that situation with somebody like Brian Norman?
Brian Norman currently sits at number 1. In light of Keyshawn's demotion, he moves by default to number 1. Not necessarily because he defeated a rated contender. You have to take that into consideration. In the WBO, you can see fighters rated number 1. That doesn't imply automatic mandatory challenger designation. Okay. So that means some fighters you have to review the factual circumstances of how a particular fighter in that particular weight class reached the number 1 spot. Was it by default because he was number 2 and number 1, fought for another title, he got injured, he lost, he was inactive? Was it a vacant title that you got a number 1, number 2 fighting for the vacant? They're out, number 3 is out, and number 4 automatically jumps to number 1. So you have to review each weight class and what are the particular changes per weight class to determine how a fighter gets to number 1. In the case of Norman, he recently fought, but he fought an unrated contender. Okay, so he was not rated. So technically he's number 1, but I don't think he satisfies the criteria to become the mandatory now for Haney.
That makes sense. And I hope not. Like, respectfully to Brian Norman, Gustavo, we don't want to see that again. We saw it. We don't want to see that again. So respectfully to Norman.
No, I respect Brian. I know him, a good kid. AC Clark, my guy from Texas, his manager, Jolene, also from Fighters First, great people. But again, I don't have a crystal ball. Let's see if they file a request. We will consider it, and the championship committee makes a ruling.
Well, there's another gentleman who's ranked top 3 that people are talking about.
Yeah.
How do you think this is plausible? He's number 3 right now. His name is Richardson Hitchens. And I want to know about this because I know in our first conversation, we spoke about Zuffa, and you said that Zuffa wasn't even eligible to do the purse bid at the time because they didn't satisfy whatever the requirements are for the WBO. Is there a situation where Richardson Hitchens can be elevated to the mandatory even though he is a Zuffa fighter?
At this stage, no, because he was not rated. Remember, he was a 140 IBF world champion. He relinquished the title because he was moving to welterweight, and he was not rated. He's installed now based on his last outing that he defeated a rated contender, number 11, in Salas. So basically, he got a rating. He got a rating position in light of his last fight. It's not because a different scenario would be that Hitchens was rated and he defeated another rated contender. So you would have 2 rated contenders fighting each other. This scenario is not that. Hitchens was not rated. Now he's rated because he defeated a rated contender. So we would have to see. But again, Zuffa, they couldn't bid because they're not licensed. If they comply with all the paperwork, I don't see a problem. Why would we?
That makes sense. Teofimo Lopez is number 2. He just moved up too, so it's the same for Teofimo Lopez. Then, it's the same case.
Teofimo, I believe he's currently number 2. So Teofimo is unavailable because he's contractually committed to fight Rolly for another title, so he's not available.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's great. Just a couple more questions, Gustavo.
Sure.
They mentioned on the broadcast of the Lamont Roach Williams Payder fight, they talked about Pacquiao, and then I heard even potentially Pacquiao could be in line for the WBO title up there. What do you think about that, Manny Pacquiao?
I heard Chris Mannix questioning why Pacquiao was rated, right? Also, let me set the record straight for Chris on this show. Pacquiao was inactive for a couple of years, right? He returned for a world title opportunity against Mario Barrios. Many people saw him winning, right? So he's active. He fought a world champion. And based on those facts and his unbelievable professional record, he complies with the minimum requirements for rating consideration. So that's for you, Mannix, my friend. So as to Pacquiao being the mandatory at this time, not yet. He's coming off a draw, not because he defeated a world-rated contender.
Got it. Okay, that's good. Another person who tweeted you recently, Robert Garcia, but he mentioned his tweet was in relation to Raymond Morataya. He said, they asked if Raymond Morataya, he's a champion in the IBF. He said he no longer wants to fight at 135 pounds. He wants to move to 140. And they said they would consider trying to face the champion, which would be Shakur Stevenson. How does that work? A champion in another belt organization, can he move to be in the direct line to fight a champion in the WBO?
That's a great question. Per our rules, when you have one of our champions wants to move up and directly fight for the title, there's precedent. As to a former champion of another sanctioning body, it doesn't operate automatically like in the WBO. Certainly, you would have to see what are the other fighters rated in the top 3, top 4 of the WBO at this time in 140. You got Emiliano Vargas. I believe he currently sits at number 1. Yep. You got Duarte, right? What's the other one? You got Lindolfo Delgado and Ernesto Mercado. So from all four of those, none of them have been world champion. Murataya has been world champion. So technically, I would say, and the committee would say, you know what? Let's review the professional records of the top 4 and Murataya. Compare them. And one thing stands out that you have to consider above all else, Murataya is a world champion, undefeated. The other 4 standing in line have never won a world title.
Yep, and he beat Andy Cruz off a great victory. That's a good point, Gustavo. That's a good point.
So let's see.
So it's possible. Well, let me ask you that. What about Shakur Stevenson? When will he actually be ordered to fight his mandatory at 147 pounds? He fought in January. Under the rulings, when do you guys, say, all right, Shakur, you're now up for your mandatory?
Excuse me, 9 months after winning the title. So basically, he fought in January. You got February, Marzo, Abril, Mayo, Junio, Julio, Agosto, Septiembre. By November. By November. So that means that now in September, I have to send Shakur a letter, like I did with Haney. Hey, champ, you got your mandatories coming up. You got to discharge the mandatory.
So it is possible that we could, and again, this is possible. That isn't everyone has the ruling, but it is possible. Come October, November, we could see Raymond Morataya is the mandatory for Shakur's WBO belt. That is possible.
Theoretically, we will have to see. I can't answer that question at this time. It would be irresponsible on my behalf.
I tried to set you up for that one, Gustavo. We want to see that. I tried to set you up for that one. All right. Just a couple more. Hamza Shiraz. Canelo Alvarez is number 1. Is that something that you guys will order? That one, Hamza Shiraz and Canelo Alvarez?
No, Canelo is number 1, and I think he's contractually committed to fight Mbili for the WBC title, right? Shiraz currently sits. Shiraz is the current champion. He's got to do the mandatory, and the ratings committee installed Janibek number 2. Janibek relinquished the title in light of not being able to keep making the weight. He was he had a suspension.
Yeah, he got suspended PEDs.
He got suspended. However, the championship committee ruled that based on his compliance with all the terms of his suspension, so his suspension was basically terminated. Okay, so his suspension would finish in December of this year. However, in light of a request from his team, Top Rank, arguing that he had satisfied all the requirements pertaining to anti-doping tests, certification courses, obviously couldn't keep with the weight. All those circumstances, the committee understood that it was. They ruled that they would terminate the suspension before the suspension expiring in December. The committee retained jurisdiction and they terminated the suspension of Janibek. Basically, I'm compliant with all the requirements in light of his punishment. So Janibek, based on his status as a former WBO champion, unified champion, WBO and IBF champion, undefeated, moving up to the super middleweight division, he may be considered for the mandatory for Shiraz based on his status. You got to keep in mind, Najee, this could be, some people may agree or disagree with it. Although he was suspended, he was still WBO champion, right? That has a regulatory and a policy meaning for what it's worth. You get me?
I do. It feels like, and I say this respectfully, Mr. Gustavo, you're my guy. It feels like that's a little bit light for a PED suspension. Like PEDs is a serious thing in the sport of boxing. It feels like that is a light, man. I
agree. And like lawyers say, duly noted. But again, let me explain what we did on the Janibek case. Full transparency here. First of all, you have to consider the scenario. The anti-doping result of Janibek came before he fought. It wasn't after he fought, right? The fight didn't take place. That's a factual issue. It's different that when Garcia fought Haney, he tested after the fight, right? Yep. Different scenarios, right? Number 2, when he submitted his defense, many of the arguments were related to a medical substance that was administered in an ER, in an emergency room in Kazakhstan, in his home country, due to a medical condition that he was unaware that medical administration, right? That medical substance that was administered to his body had a prohibited substance, right? He presented that medical evidence, and it was supported by medical findings from other physicians. And the Kazakhstan Commission gave him a 6-month suspension. The WBO gave him a 1-year suspension because I agree with you that the anti-doping issue, there's got to be a message sent. But again, you have to also consider the nature of the punishment, with the nature of the offense, and the factual circumstances. He was a first offender. He provided mitigation circumstances. He cooperated in the investigation. He provided medical support in his defense, and he basically raised his hands. You know what? This was a medical issue. This is the evidence I provided. So, based on that legal scenario, he was granted a 1-year suspension. Thereafter, he completed some various anti-doping courses. He submitted anti-doping negative tests, and he submitted a further request to the committee for consideration. Hey, I cannot make the weight anymore. I want to move up to 168. I've complied with all the requirements during the suspension. What the committee considered in light of those circumstances and supporting evidence of reducing the suspension or terminating the suspension. And the committee said, we'll terminating the suspension and we'll rank you in the super middleweight division. So basically, we got December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, 9 months. What are we missing? 3 more months?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I understand where you're coming from. From.
And you may disagree in some of the fans, and I can understand. But again, I don't make the rules, man. You know, we have rules, we have precedents, there are legal arguments, and this is more a strictly legal case, the Janovic scenario. And remember, one thing I would like to clarify. There's been some arguments as to, well, the IBF stripped Janovic, the WBO didn't. It was different rationales each sanctioning body took. Okay? The IBF stripped Janovic because in light of his suspension, he couldn't fulfill the IBF mandatory. Whereas the WBO suspended him because of the positive anti-doping substance.
Right. Okay. Well, my last question, the heavyweight division, obviously Moses Itama has a fight coming up with Flip Hergovich.
Excuse me.
Do you feel like after that fight, the fight with Itama and Daniel Dubois will be ordered?
Yeah, that's the mandatory. We have to see. I've heard some reports, I don't know if you've seen them, that possibly if Warley wins, they'll do the trilogy.
Oh,
if that happens, we can justify maybe doing an interim to keep the division active, right? Like we did when Fury fought Usyk. They did the rematch. We did an interim with Joe Parker and Zhang and all that stuff. So we will have to see. But that's the fight that's going to be mandated next. Itama.
Got it. Context perspective. Thank you for the super chat. He says, if Zuffa isn't with the WBO, how is Shakur able to still fight for his belt? It's just like the hit.
Okay, no. Remember, when Shakur won the WBO belt, he hadn't yet signed with Zuffa.
Got it.
Okay, but regardless, if Zuffa files all the paperwork to become a bona fide promoter and they want to do fights with the WBO, there's no legal impediment to prevent that from happening.
Okay.
You know, and Hitchens got rated. Why? And they're, as to the arguments, they won't work with Zuffa. This BS. We just rated a Zuffa fighter in the WBO ratings because we play by the rules.
Right.
And it's again, we're here for the fighters.
Right. Okay. Just the last question. They say, what's the possibility of Rohan Polanco being in an eliminator?
0.
All right. There you go.
We don't do ordinarily we don't do elimination bouts because the only circumstances that would warrant doing an elimination bout in a particular weight class, it's when you have either a vacancy in a division where you don't have high profile contenders that have, we did that. The last elimination bout that we did, if I recall correctly, we did like a tourney in the light heavyweight. You remember Joe Smith, the Colombian guy, Leidel Alvarez, the Russian guy. We did like a tourney to fill the vacancy because there were no big names in that particular weight class. I see one of your followers asking questions. He tweeted about corruption. A guy called Benji.
Yeah, I was trying to put him on timeout.
Put him on top. He says corruption. Tell him to go to the FBI with any reliable, circumstantial, or direct evidence. If he has any evidence whatsoever of any corruption or any illegal or unethical conduct from any WBO official, put your money where your mouth is. My
Ooh,
guy
I like
Benji.
that. Yeah, I like that. I like that energy. All right, last one. Ask if Haney can now petition for the super champion.
Oh, that's the guy. I think that's the guy.
Oh, is that him?
Right?
That's the guy.
I think that's the guy. Is he Benji on Twitter or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. He's on Twitter, this guy, Jay Hus. Yeah, let me see. Because they do say, hold on, let me see what his name is on Twitter.
I think that's the guy who tweeted something about corruption.
Oh, yeah, that's Benji on Twitter. Yeah, that's him.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yo, Benji, he said go to the FBI then, Benji, if you thinking corruption. Yeah.
Remember, man, this is America. Free speech, you know? But when you make those type of allegations, which we take them very seriously, and I'm a licensed attorney, practitioner as well. So you better, the proof is in the pudding. Show me the proof, man. You know? But I'm gonna ask him his question. Could Haney petition to be a super champion? He could. Technically, he could. And I think he has the merits to be designated as super champion.
Okay. And that's a simple process, like he just has to file a petition. That's something you guys will consider.
Yeah, there's a section, there's a section in the rule, section 14, titled super champion, right? Haney, through his team, they have to file a written petition with all the relevant arguments per the rules, and we will consider it. But I think he has the merits, and you know, he's got the merits. Undisputed champion, multi-division champion, undefeated. His record speaks for itself.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, listen, Mr. Gustavo, thank you very much for enlightening us.
That's it.
I have more, but I didn't want to overstay my welcome, man. You know what I'm saying?
I got 50 more minutes, man. So jump.
All right, cool. Perfect. How did they said, because a lot of people were also saying they were upset that Richardson Hitchens went from you know, where he was at to number 3 just by beating a guy in Salas who was number 11. Can you explain to us how that happened? A lot of people were upset by that on Twitter today. They said, how is Hitchens able to jump that high?
Remember, there's one thing that Hitchens has above everyone, excluding Norman, Teofimo, Pacquiao, and Barbosa. Former world champion, man. IBF, undefeated. You have to take that into consideration. Polanco ain't, he hasn't fought a world-rated contender. And the
That's
other
true.
guys, Rocha, regional title holder, he's fought rated contenders in the past. Delonte Johnson, regional champion, he's still moving up. Donovan, the same arguments. Hitchens, former world champion, undefeated, and defeated a rated contender. You got to recognize that.
Yeah. Well, but how do you rationalize that when there's a guy like, when I'm looking at the 140 rankings with Shakur, right? Yeah. Emiliano Vargas is number 1, and it's like, that just feels like it's so far, like, and just because,
That's
like
true.
you said, just because you're number 1, that doesn't equal that you will be the mandatory. But they feel so far apart just in their careers and what could happen, even if we saw that fight, Emiliano and a Shakur. You know, how do you rationalize that?
That's a valid argument. You have to consider, his level of opposition. You have to consider his activity. You have to consider, has he won regional titles? You have to also take into account and the activity of the other fighters. You may have a fighter that is number 2 below Emiliano. He may have a better record than Emiliano, but maybe he's not that active as Emiliano, right? Maybe that fighter hasn't fought for a regional title. Then you also have to consider that. Again, Emiliano is currently number 1, but he's not the mandatory. He's not there yet. And you have to check how he went number 1. Was he because he was more active than the other fighters? He defended the regional titles 2-3 times. His opposition was also active. The records of his opponents. You have to make a profound analysis of each particular fighter.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Mr. Gustavo, and I say this respectfully because this is just what people have said.
Yeah,
I want to put this to bed. I want to answer.
So Najee, stop with the BS about respectfully. Just
Let's go.
put it out, man. I'm clear as in water. If we fuck up, I own it. I fuck up, Najee. I'm a real guy. My word's my bond, and I'm a straight shooter. And if you have something that you don't like about the WBO and you think we messed up, raise it, man.
All right. Well, a lot of people say that Top Rank is in bed with the WBO. They say that that's Rank organization. If Top Rank wants something to happen, they're gonna call y'all and they just make it happen. Tell me about that. The Top Rank WBO relationship. What I know you've heard that before. This can't be the first time you're hearing it.
Absolutely. And there's also been arguments saying that Frank Warren as well. We have an excellent relationship with Top Rank, Warren, Heyman through Luisito de Cuba, my friend Tom Brown, Honda-san, MVP, Nakis is my brother. The fact that you have a great relationship doesn't mean that I am conducting my business with my partner in a unethical or an illegal way, right? I've told Top Rank, hey, I can't do this. He doesn't comply with the requirements. I can't force this mandatory because the guy hasn't fought a ready contender, right? You can be flexible with a promoter, but flexibility doesn't imply unethical, illegal, corruption, etc. Right? It's like you, Najee. You can have a very successful relationship with a particular partner. That doesn't mean that you're acting or the counterpart is acting illegally, unethical.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I'm telling you now, for example, Shakur, he signed with Sufa. If Sufa files a petition for Shakur, I have to give it its due course, like any other promoter. People talk BS, right, about the Top Rank WBO relationship. It's been a long-standing, fruitful, successful relationship, right? Is that illegal? Yeah. Is that unethical? Is that corrupted? I don't think so. If anybody has any type of evidence, one piece of evidence, directly or circumstantial, that we've taken money, bribes, backdoor dealings, all that shit.
Yeah.
Prove it.
Right. Yeah, I like that, Gustavo. Hold on, let me ask you this one though. Do you look at the other sanctioned bodies like competition? Like when you look at like Mauricio Suleiman or these guys, do you look at these guys like, man, I'm putting this guy to shame? Like, do you look at them like that?
No, man, it's like Pepsi and Coca-Cola, right? One sanctioning body can say we're Coca-Cola and I'll say we're Pepsi or vice versa. I have a great relationship with Mauricio and with Mendoza and with Daryl Peoples, my brother. We're doing now the first ever unified convention, WBO IBF. It's never been done, from December 9th through the 13th. On this Wednesday, registration open, Najee. So I hope you go WBOboxing.com/unify and you register to come to the convention, and we'll host Cigar Talk there at the convention.
It's in Puerto Rico?
In Orlando at the Caribbean Royale. Okay.
All right.
So we have competition amongst the sanctioning bodies, but it's a positive competition. Everyone wants to be the number one, and I respect that.
Yeah. I hope y'all better not be making no rings, Gustavo. We don't want to see no WBO rings and stuff like that. That's what they do. Let me
tell you, we've had historically rings for super champions, right? The elite fighters with significant accomplishments like Crawford, Canelo, Usyk, Inoue, Amanda Serrano, Navarrete. We don't just give out rings because it's a particular fight. No, you want the ring, you got to earn it. You want super champion status, you got to earn it. You want to become undisputed, you got to earn
it. Man, listen, Gustavo, I appreciate you, man. And again, is this type of transparency, we don't get this, man. This is very important to the culture and to the sport of boxing. So I just want to thank you on behalf of the Cigar Talk community and the boxing community. Thank you very much for all the insights you gave us, man.
Yo, I got the last one. Abdullah Mason arriving to Puerto Rico tomorrow. Okay, that's my man. Abdullah Mason.
I like that.
He's coming to Puerto Rico on this Wednesday. We have like a boxing clinic for the youth and the kids. Abdullah Mason doing his boxing clinic with his family for the kids. Probably we'll have Lomachenko as well coming in. He's living now in Puerto Rico, Loma. So follow our social media. And Najee, Cigar Talk with your wine, the cigar to the convention, the Unified Convention, baby. Okay?
Gustavo, I got a cigar for you, man. I got a cigar for you.
Peace. I don't smoke, but I'll taste your wine. What wine you drink?
This is my favorite right now. It's a Cali Cabernet. This is beautiful right here. I'm gonna bring a bottle just for you right here.
That looks cheap, my man. That looks cheap.
Yo, Gustavo, thank you, man. I appreciate your time.
Okay, my man. My pleasure. Thank you for your time. Bye.
All right, later. Nah, Gustavo said I'm drinking the cheap shit. He wilding right now. Come on, man. $40 right here, B. Gustavo said I'm drinking the cheap wine. Nah. I just got cooked by the WBO president, bro. Nah.
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no 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 way, boy.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. I just got cooked by Gustavo. I said, yo, Gustavo, I got some wine for you. He said, nah, I look like some cheap shit. I'm good on that. Yo, what? This guy just cooked me. Nah, man. What's up with this guy, man? $40 right here, man. It's a fire. Cali Cab. Nah, come on, man. I was fired. I don't care. Gustavo the best. Gustavo the best in the business, bro. If you talk about the organizations, Gustavo the best in the business, bro. He just cooked me, though. This nigga said, yo, that's that cheap shit. Oh, wait. Yeah, go hold up. Don't leave yet. Gustavo, don't leave. I got another special guest. Hit the goddamn like button, bro. They not getting interviews like this. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, Gustavo just cooked me. Yo, I'm in tears, bro. Gustavo just cooked my ass, bro. Nah. He said the Costco bullshit. Gustavo just cooked my ass, bro. Live on the channel. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that was nasty work. Gustavo just cooked me, packed me up all the way. I said, yo, Gustavo, my man, I got a cigar. He was like, nah, I don't smoke though, but let me see, what's up with the wine? I like, yo, come on, I got this Cali Cab. He's like, nah, that's cheap, nigga, I'm good. What? Gustavo just cooked me. Damn, the fuck? I ain't gonna lie. Come on, Gustavo. That's my dog, man. Salute to him. I'm gonna pull up to that goddamn convention with some wine. I'm pulling up to the convention. Gustavo just cooked me, bro. I ain't gonna lie, he cooked me. I take it though. Salute to my guy. Don't leave. Hit the like button. I promise you right now, I got a fire guest about to pull up. We got to get to it. This Cigar Talk, baby. This the best in the business. And it's free. I don't even charge y'all niggas nothing. I do this for the culture, bro. Bill claims they've been in negotiations with Shakur for months. I want to know if Jay Prince made that Gustavo call for key rankings inquiry during the Core and Haney negotiations. Hold up. Let's do it. I got another guest right now. I just sent the link. Yo, nah, they cooking me. They said this interim wine, it's not the championship. I got an interim title? Nah, y'all cooking me right now. I ain't gonna lie, they frying me right now, chat. Y'all niggas is, what? Nah, chat. I ain't gonna lie, chat. They said I got the interim title bottle. Yo, y'all are funny. I promise you that. Y'all are so funny, man. I swear, I love this community, bro. Y'all are funny as hell, bro. Yeah, they cook me. That's equivalent to wine in the bag. It's levels. Now I got I'm gonna have to step it up for my son Gustavo because he just cooked me. That boy cooked me just now. Gustavo killed me just now, bruh. My boy said, nah, man, I ain't drinking that cheap shit. It's $40, man. That ain't that cheap. You know what I mean? Yeah, Gustavo just wilded out on me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna have to get him some good wine. When I see him, I'm gonna go to the convention now. I'm gonna go to the convention. I gotta go to the convention because Gustavo just cooked my ass, bro. What? Come on, man. I don't know if y'all understand, bro. I'm not like a regular YouTuber, bro. Like, I really be getting money. Like, I got a real job, a real multi-six-figure. Like, I make money, bro. You feel me? But it's a good wine. Gustavo cooked my ass. Gustavo just fried my ass, boy. I ain't even gonna lie. But that's my man. Salute Gustavo. That's my guy. He fried me, though. But we learned a lot. My other special guest about to pull up. Don't leave. Don't leave. You gonna miss this. I promise you don't leave. You gonna miss this one. Do not leave. I got a special guest about to pull up. Don't leave. It's one of them nights. I might have to go get some Smulio. He said I'm drinking a cheap wine. I'm about to go drink some Smulio now. Because now it's turning into one of them nights. This next guest that's about to pull up, this one of them nights. This one of them nights, bruh. I ain't gonna lie, this one of them nights. Mag got Tank tatted on his throat. Who's Mag? Did you mean man? W interview. Polo, salute, man. My boy Polo in the building. Salute Polo in the building. Salute from Brooklyn. Great interview. You know, it's a Queens thing. You know, I'm a queen, you know, Queens, baby. You feel me? But Queens get the money. But salute to my Brooklyn family too, man. Everything by John. Thank you for the super chat. Salute to you. What book is that? I can't see what book is that. Put that in the chat. What book is that in your Abby? Salute. Bill claims they've been in negotiation. I read this. Well, listen, we about to ask the next guest. We gonna ask the next guest. Listen, the notorious Prince family. Everybody know the Prince family, man. They said you off E40 wine trying to give it to the W. Nah, E40 wine? That's how y'all gonna do me? That's how y'all gonna do me? I'm drinking E40 wine? Yo. I ain't gonna lie, Gustavo just cooked me, bro. Real talk, I can't even drink this on the stream no more. Gustavo just cooked me. What the? He cooked me, bro. Baby J. Yeah, Gustavo cooked me. They said email wine? I'm drinking email wine? Like an email champion? Damn. Yeah, they cooked me, bro. Yeah, E40 wine is nasty work. Y'all trying to, come on, don't do me like that. I'm drinking E40 wine. Y'all doing me filthy. Chat, y'all doing me filthy tonight. Chat, y'all doing me filthy tonight. E40? Respectfully to E40 in the Bay, because I like the Bay. I like the Bay. The Bay showed me love when I was out there. You know what I mean? So, no disrespect to E40, but, bruh. They said E40 wine? Now I just try to offer Gustavo Mad Dog out the one. Charleston White looking for the Prince family as we speak. Queens in the building. You know that. Am I wilding for thinking Haney versus Hitchens would be more interesting than Haney versus Shakur? Yeah, you're wilding, bro. And respectfully, I like Africa Nice. They the top of the food chain. Africa Nice. It's just he got to put in more work for it to be more interesting. I'm just saying these guys is top of the food chain for real. So respectfully to Av, because I do want to see that too. That's a good fight, but Shakur and Devin is the fight, bro. Like, what else as boxing fans? Like, that's the fight. That's the fight. They called him Flea Sean Davis. Nah, Flea. I ain't gonna lie, Ace Guapo. You wilding with that. Flea Sean is crazy. Fleishon is crazy. Y'all can't even drink my wine up here no more, bro. I got cooked. Only show Don Julio when you're in front of the man with money. Hey, I got money too, my boy. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all be thinking I'm just like a YouTuber, bro. Listen, man, I'm doing all right, man. I'm letting you know. I'm doing all right out here, bro. Half a joint, you know what I mean? About to touch a half a joint out here, you know what I mean? Wine had an elephant on it. Nah, it's like a pig, like a bull. little bull, you know what I mean? I'm getting cooked. Yeah, I'm gonna drink my wine, man. I'm gonna thug it out. The Gustavo, he don't know he ain't had this wine. I'm pulling up. Listen, this is what I'm gonna do for y'all. I'm gonna go to this WBO convention. I'm gonna bring a bottle of this, and I'm gonna bring some expensive shit. We gonna see which one he like better. I'm gonna stream it live for you because I vouch for this right here. I'm vouching for this. I go get a nice little $1,000 bottle of wine just for my boy, Gustavo. You know what I mean? Because that's my guy, respectfully. As I'm waiting for my other special guest, let me tell y'all this real quick before my guy. Oh, he's about to come up. Don't leave. Hit the like button. Don't leave. I promise you. Y'all gonna like this one. I promise you. We need this one. I promise you. I want to tell y'all this. I called out Rolly. Rolly was popping. I called out Rolly on Twitter. You know why? Because Rolly be saying that he the guy in Connect 4. Like, he goes around talking about, yo, I'm the best in Connect 4. And I don't know about that. Cigar Talk is the best Connect 4 player y'all ever seen. So I need you to understand, I told Rolly, we gonna do this on the live, $1,000 a game. Connect 4. Me versus Rolly, $1,000 a game. Who y'all got? Cigar Talk or Rolly? $1,000 a game. What's popping? Straight up. Rolly responded. Rolly responded to me. He said, I'm gonna take your money. He said, you know what? I'm gonna take your money and donate it to kids with autism. That's what Rolly told me. And I said, I respect that, Rolly. I do. I respect the cause. But I'm going to take your money. And I'm only donating half of to the kids with autism because Cigar Talk need the other half. Cigar Talk need the other half. I'm from Queens. I got to get the money. Cigar Talk need the other half. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whoop Rolly on live. I'm going to whoop Rolly on live, and I'm going to give half of it to whatever Rolly's, what do you call it, foundation or you know what I'm saying, whatever, what do you call it, not a foundation, nonprofit, the nonprofit for autism. I'll donate half of my proceeds to Rolly and whatever autism charity he want to do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to smoke Rolly and Connect 4. Put that on everything. Put that on, let me see. Let me know right now in the chat who y'all think gonna win, me or Rolly's. Come on, Rolly ain't fucking with me. It's me, Rolly. Nah, man. They saying Rolly? Y'all really think Rolly gonna beat me for real? Like real talk. Like no trolling. I know we be trolling, we be joking, but like, real talk. Y'all really feel like Rolly's is gonna beat me in Connect 4? Like real talk? They said I got Rolly by stoppage. Bro, y'all sleeping on me, boy. This is somebody said communion first Sunday wine. That's crazy. Communion wine is crazy. I'm a Connect 4 champ. What you mean? In my hood, bro, you know how many victories I got in my hood? Matter of fact, y'all want to know another story? I forgot where I was going or where I was coming from. But I was literally right next to Hasim Rahman. I met Hasim Rahman on an airplane. We sat next to each other. I came right here and he was, pause. I sat right here and he sat down next to me and I was looking, I said, hold up, Hasim Rahman? He was like, yeah, who are you? I was like, yo, I'm Cigar Talk, man. He didn't know who I was, though. I was like, damn, man, you ain't never seen Cigar Talk, man? Hide us in the streets. You ain't never seen Cigar Talk? He was like, nah, I never seen it. But so we start talking, me and Hasim Rahman. Start talking. We going back and forth. We talking about boxing. He trying to test my knowledge. I'm like, no, senior. Nah, not Rahman Jr., Rahman Senior, the OG Rahman. OG Rahman. We was on the plane. This is like maybe a couple months ago. OG Rahman go, we talking about boxing. He like, yeah, I'm testing your knowledge, see what you really know, blah, blah, blah. So we going back and forth. I said, yo, I was asking him all the questions I wanted to ask him. I said, oh, who's the harder fighter? Lennox Lewis? You know what I'm saying? I'm asking him all the questions I wanted to know. Somehow along the lines, we get to talking about Connect 4, me and Hasim Rahman. We get to talking about Connect 4. He said, all right, well, pull it up then. We pulled it up on the phone. He pulled it up on his phone. I was giving Hasim the business. Connect 4, boy. Bah, bah. Come on, man. I ain't gonna lie, Hasim Rahman nice too, though. He got me a couple times, but I got him. I got his ass. Pause. Hasim Rahman. He thought it was sweet. Same way y'all thinking I'm sweet. I'm going to get on Rolly ass. Rolly, I'm on your ass. $1,000 a game. I bet it up and we could donate the money to charity. Facts only. We could donate the money to charity. I'm only donating half of my money because I need the other half. But you could donate if you think you're going to win. You're not. But if you think you're going to win, you could donate that to whatever charity. Rolly told me to pull up to the press conference with the Connect 4. That's what he said. I don't know why everybody think Rolly's so nice. It's crazy. Everybody think Rolly's is crazy like that because I remember I was out one night and it was a Connect. I was at this place. This was after the Shakur fight. And they had he went to the spot to do ping pong. So I went, everybody playing ping pong, and they had a Connect 4 board right there. It was like the giant Connect 4. So I'm sitting by the Connect board. I think Terrence Crawford walk up. Like, oh, man, you don't know what you're doing. I'm like, bro, who you talking to, bro? This me, bro. Terrence Crawford says, I know somebody that'll do you dirty in Connect 4. I said, bring him over here. I put up whatever amount of money you want to put up. Whatever amount of money you want to put up, let's put it up. Let's do it. Terrence Crawford say 10,000. Put up 10,000. I said, bet, put it up. 10,000, put it up. Let's get it. Best out of 5. Whoever win best out of 5, Connect 4 get 10,000. Or actually, not even best out of 5. It was the first to 5. 10,000. Put it up. He said, oh, my guy's not here. Let me call him. I said, all right, cool. Call his ass. He called Rolly. I'm like, Rolly? Man, I ain't letting no Rolly beat me in Connect 4, man. Y'all got me fucked up. But Rolly said he was tired. He got a flight in the morning, so he ain't ended up coming. And he was like, yo, we're gonna get it in another time. So now's the time. I'm gonna play Rolly on the live Connect 4. And I want y'all to put some respect on my goddamn name after this shit. Put some respect on my name after this. I promise you. Rolly not beating me in no Connect 4, bro. He not. I refuse. All right, hold up. Let me call my special guest. Hold up. I'm going to mute it. Let me call the special guest. Hold up. All right, man. Special guest coming. Special guest on the way. Special guest on the way. Special guest. I just spoke to him. Special guest on the way. Special guest on the way. Y'all gonna love this. Hit the like button. Come on, we was almost at 2,000. Where the people went? Y'all tripping. Special guest on the way. Special guest on the way. Yeah, I had it on mute. Anytime I call somebody, I don't want to get them by surprise on live. That's not professional. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just call somebody and immediately, I surprised you on live. Surprise. So I don't want, y'all can't hear it and they got to clear it. Like if they say it's good, then I can talk to them. But if not, then I can't do that. I don't call people and just surprise them with a live. That's not cool. So every time I call somebody, I gotta put it on mute. I gotta put it on mute if I'm calling somebody because I don't do that. I don't do that. Gas station wine. Sophia, salute, man. This is the good stuff, Sophia. Don't do me like that, Sophia. It's the good stuff. Bruh got a wild boar in the bottle. No way you offered to WBO president that pork flavored wine. They said the pork flavored wine. Salam alaikum, nigga. What's wrong with you? This wine fire. Gustavo cooked me though. All right, hold up. Oh, hold up. My guest is here. Hold up. Let me set the table. Reset. Hit the like button. Y'all bugging out. We just had 2,000 people. Y'all dropping the numbers. Stop playing and hit the like button. Cigar Talk, best in the business. Set the table. Now, this gentleman I'm about to bring up, he's very important to the sport of boxing. You need to know him if you don't know him. If you don't know him, you need to know him. He goes by the name Baby J. There's a lineage of princes, man. Y'all know them. I ain't talking about Prince William and them UK guys. There's princes that live right here in the States, in Houston, and everybody know them. A renowned family, notorious family. Everyone knows them because of the moves that they make and the impact they have on culture. This guy specifically, Baby J, Jay Prince's son, he moves around in the boxing space. He keep it low, but he make a lot of power moves. I see him everywhere. Every fight he be there, making moves, got a couple fighters under his belt. And I want to try to attempt to get a few stories, a little understanding of what happened with this recent situation. So please show some love, show some respect. Y'all know how I do, no disrespect in my chat for my guy, Baby J in the building.
What's up, Nigel?
What's up, man? How you living, brother?
I'm living good, man. I'm in Tokyo. I'm about to be back home today, so it's been a long trip out here. I've been out here for a couple weeks, but
damn,
doing
you getting money. Even the cabinets look like Tokyo behind you. You out here getting money.
Yeah. I'm out here.
All right, yo, Jay. Thank you for pulling up. First and foremost, thank you very much. But I just want to talk to you quick, man. I know you don't got a lot of time, but I wanted to talk to you quickly. There's been a lot going on in the boxing, man. The last couple of days, obviously, the biggest story was Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney and the purse bid, right? Keyshawn ultimately withdrew his petition from the purse bid, and it left a lot of fans confused, even myself, who, again, I've been a big Keyshawn fan. I was looking forward to the fight. It's obviously not happening. What happened, bro? Because we confused just as a community. Niggas is like, what is going on right now? Could you give me a little light? Give me something that I can understand what's happening?
Yeah. It's I think it's easy for people to figure out if you just read between the lines and you don't take the easy route and think, oh, he's scared or he ducked. Because we know Keyshawn's not scared of fighting anybody. We know that he's the type of guy that wants to fight Devin Haney. So then you gotta start asking yourself questions as to why wouldn't we went that route? And when you start asking those questions, they're easy to answer. If you just move past the part of, oh, he's scared, because he's not scared. all these guys are fighters, man. They've been fighting their entire life. They're not worried about getting on a big stage and risking their lives for the enjoyment of fans. They're not scared of that.
Yeah.
So I would never say Devin Haney is scared. I would never say, when he pulled out of the Rolly Romero person, I wouldn't say, oh, he's scared of Rolly or nah, the business wasn't right. And business is complex. Boxing business is complex.
But Jay, this is a moment that Keyshawn could have elevated his stardom. It was like, to me, and this is just me personally, I was looking at it like, even if you didn't make the money that you wanted, you fighting and beating Devin Haney would take you to the place where now you're the guy, right? Like you're the star. Do you feel like this was a missed opportunity, or you feel like this was a good business decision for Keyshawn?
It's the businessman, and he's doing business with my father and a new management team, and you got to understand that the business is always going to be right, even if it's not known to everybody. Things happen behind the scenes.
Well,
And when you start asking those questions too, as to why would he turn down this option, you got to understand that there's other things out there that make sense.
Well, how do y'all make that decision? Give me a little insight, because you're a part of, obviously, like I said, is Jay Prince is your dad. You're ingrained in the business side. How does that work with you and the fighters? Is it like the fighter ultimately makes the final decision as to what they want to do? Or is it like, because your dad is our manager and we trust, we trust Jay Prince, we let him make the decisions? How does that work as far as decision making is concerned?
Ultimately, we work for the fighter. So, but conversations are always had, and there's mutual respect between fighter and manager, and agreements and things come together, between a fighter and a manager on what's best moving forward. But nah, it's never been like, hey, I think you should go do this, go do this. It's a conversation like me and you are having right now. What's best, what's not best, but these are the options, these are the other options. Hey, give me the top fighters you want to fight. Hey, we can get you this money for them, and it's a back and forth. But one thing is I could say is both parties agree on the next moves moving forward.
Now, Jay, Key took a hit because of this. Regardless of business or whatever it is, people are mad. Fans are mad. I'm mad. And I'm just, because again, this is me as a Keyshawn fan. I'm like, come on, Key. Come on, Key. And again, I get it from my standpoint. I'm not making no money here, so it's easier for me to say that. But do you think this is something that, like, this is going to actually be a stain on the career, or you like, we could get past this? This ain't really about nothing.
The thing about the boxing business is that it's ups and downs. Like I keep drawing this parallel to Devin, because the fight just happened to be against Devin. There's a point in time where he turned down the purse bid, and there's a point in time where a lot of people turn down purse bids and different things because they feel like they deserve more, or they have other options or whatever it may be. And that's just how I see this situation. Is you're asking, is it a stain? Yeah, people are upset. The fans are going to be upset, but the fans don't know the entirety of what's going on. And that's the unique thing about the boxing media, is that they hate you one day until you fight and you show out and you knock somebody out, and then they right back to loving you. So it's an interesting situation, but I think Key. I know it's tough on Key. I know it's tough on Keyshawn fans, but it's just a moment, and the movement is greater than the moment.
How does your dad feel about stuff like this? Because he's the OG, right? So I'll be like, Big J ain't on Twitter probably. He ain't seeing this. He probably living his life doing whatever he do. But you in the streets, baby Jay. I see you in the streets. I be seeing you on the internet. So it's like, does your dad become aware of like how the fans are doing online and tearing Keyshawn down online? Like, is he like understand that's happening, or is he just too far removed?
If if he were to have allowed boxing media to affect his business decisions throughout his career, he wouldn't be the manager that he is today. And I've noticed myself when I have conversations with him, I'm like, yo, like the media is tearing you and Keyshawn up on the internet right now. Like I
Right.
might say that to him, and he's like, they don't know what's going on. And it's time will tell, how the situation will go. But he is the best manager in the game. Um, Keyshawn is the best in the game, and it's eventually going to be shown. Now, this is definitely an opportunity that everybody wanted, from our team to the fans to everyone. But we'll never be in a position where we allow boxing media to have a say in what fight happens as far as the business side goes. Now, we definitely respect the fans' opinion on who they want to see, and we want to provide those fights for them. It just has to be the right situation.
So what do you feel like is next for Keyshawn? Like, what makes sense? This didn't happen. This was the one that everybody wanted. Where do y'all go from here?
Yeah, that's not something I could speak on, but I just say this, that y'all can answer that question yourselves if you really look at the situation, you really ask the questions you need to ask. Because it's easy to say, oh, he's scared. Oh, he's scared of Devin. Nah, he's not fucking scared of Devin. Yes, he wanted to fight Devin. He really wanted to fight Devin. Why would he not do that? Why would he not? Ask yourself them questions.
He supposed to take that short, Jay. I'm like, come on, Key. Come on. I'm a fan, Jay. He supposed to take that short, man.
It's the businessman, man. He's gonna do good business.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go shortly because I know you got to go. Let me ask just a couple more questions. Being that you are in the Prince family, is that like, how is that for you, right? Because knowing like your dad is this big fucking mogul guy that, he makes a lot of money, he's making a lot of moves, everybody respect him, and you're in the business also. Is that a difficult thing for you where it's like, all right, cool, my dad is this guy and I'm trying to be my own guy and in the middle of all of this? Is that like a difficult thing to maintain?
Now I get to sit back and learn, and it's a lot of learning opportunities, and just watching him and the way he moves and his business sense. It's not difficult whatsoever because I feel like I got the perfect teacher, and that's all I'm doing. I'm soaking up game. I'm learning on the fly. I'm gonna have he's a different type of person than me. He sits in the background. I like to talk on podcasts and have says and saying different things, but he's a whole different guy. I understand my differences. I understand what he's good at. I understand what I'm good at. And it's not difficult. Ultimately, that's the answer to the question. It's easy.
Can you give us a little game? Like, what would you say is like the best advice that he ever gave you, or something that sticks with you? Because again, this Jay Prince. Like, everybody trying to learn. I read his book. Like, is there anything that sticks out to your mind, like something that he taught you or you picked up from him that you feel like the fans can learn from?
It's a lot, man. I can't. The most important thing I think he told me is that consistency is key, though. Um, that's important, and uh, that more is caught than taught. Like, watching him do what he does, I've learned more from watching him than I've learned from what he's told me. You know, so that's what's important. I think if you really want to learn something, you got to get around people that can teach you something by their actions, not by what they say to you.
Got you. And now let me ask you this, Jay. Last question. You manage fighters yourself. You got a couple fighters that you managing, you running around with. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I got a few different guys. Me and Pops are co-managing, so we're working together on a lot of different fighters. Um, but yeah, from Johnny Mansour, Julius Ballo, Abdullah Mason, Keyshawn Shakur. Um, there's a lot of guys I'm missing. Zaquin Moses, uh, Manny, Emmanuel Chance, and there's many more. That I might be forgetting about. But yeah. I'm just excited to be in this game. I love this game. I love boxing. I love the media of boxing. When they hate you, when they love you, man, it's such strong-minded fans and individuals. This is like this is my passion, what I'm passionate about. And I enjoy this. I enjoy this shit every day. Like I get on
Yeah,
Twitter and I see all this stuff. I get to enjoy it. And knowing some of the things that go on behind the scenes, while everything is happening, it's difficult not to say something. And I got on here and I said a little something. I don't know if I said too much or not. I'm gonna have to
you
hear
good.
about that.
Yeah,
I'm
nah,
gonna
you
have
good.
to hear about that later today. But
Nah, you good.
yeah,
You got a fight coming up, Julius Ballo, Johnny Mansour in Detroit. I think that's in about like 2 weeks. Can you tell the fans what they can expect from those two guys if they're not familiar?
yeah, Julius and John are gonna have dominant performances, and they're fighting in Detroit at the Fox Theater, which holds about 5,000 people. They're proud Iraqi family. They're Chaldeans, and their people support them so much. It's like nothing I ever seen. They sold 4,500 in San Diego. Now they're going to Detroit, try to sell 5,000 there, and I think that they'll do it just based on their popularity and how strong willed their culture is and how much they support each other. It's a beautiful thing to watch. If you don't know about the Chaldeans, man, y'all check out that Salida Promotions card.
That's
Um,
right. Salute
yeah,
my guy,
y'all check
Lita.
that
I
out.
actually just recently heard of the Chaldeans too. I was doing my homework. I was like, oh, Chaldeans, they got some money too. They kind of up too, the Chaldeans. Them boys is up
Yeah,
over there.
yeah, yeah. They up. So Johnny and Juju, they don't have to fight. They choose to fight, and I respect that a lot from them. You know, they chose this lifestyle, and they doing pretty fucking good at it. So we'll see
Nah,
what
for
they do
sure.
on August 25th.
Well, Jay, I appreciate your time, brother. Thank you very much for pulling up. Listen, man, I hope Key not mad at me. I expressed my frustration. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he not gonna like it, but this is me as a fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a fan and I speak on behalf of the fans. So while I understand business, I also gotta speak for the fans because I got a voice. So hopefully y'all understand that. Hopefully he understand that, and ain't no bad blood on my side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, I understand. We understand. It's an emotional game when you're passionate about the sport.
Ah, for sure.
It's,
I get it.
I'm passionate about it too, so I understand how you feeling. You got to understand how Keith feeling. Keith
Yeah.
want to fight that nigga too. I'm telling you,
Nah, I get
he
it.
want
I
to
get
fight him bad. Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
He'll do it. He would do it for free. That's part of the manager job to make sure that he don't. Yeah.
Ah, damn, Jay. All right, last question. Last question though. Shakur at 144. Baby Jay, can we? Are you hearing anything? Is it possible? Do you feel like the Shakur Devin fight still gonna happen? Do you feel like that?
I seen Bill saying 147 is where he wants to go, and if that's the case, I don't know. I don't think so. Shakur is gonna say 144. That's where he wants to be at. Dev just fought there not too long ago, and that's his biggest payday that he can get right now. With everybody else at 147 being busy, and if he wants that payday, he's gonna have to come see Shakur. And if he doesn't, then I understand he might not. I'm not saying that's a duck move if he decides not to, because I understand the business of boxing, and he might not be able to make 144. He might be able to. We don't really know his body. I don't know what's going on in his camp, but Shakur wants that fight. The fans want that fight, and if Devin wants to do it, then he'll do it. But Bill right now is saying 147 is where it's going to be at, and we're not budging on that.
Okay. Well, listen, yo, Jay, I appreciate you pulling up, brother, giving us some insight, man. Keep doing your thing, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's next, bro.
I
Hold
appreciate
on.
you, man.
Last one. How is Key? Is Key all right though? Is he good? Like, you spoke to him? Is his mental all right? Like, how is Keyshawn?
Man, Key is a dog. Key is good. Key was just running. I just seen his post. He's just outside running, doing his thing. He ready to fight. He ready to fight. He's not worried about all this stuff that's going on. Everybody knows that this shit'll get to you, especially when you know what's happening. It gets to you because you want to say something. But Key straight. Peace
All
out.
right. All right, for sure. Yo, Jay, I appreciate you, man. Be safe out there. Be safe on your flight, bro.
All right, appreciate you, man.
All right, later. Yo, Baby J, man. Baby J, man. That's my guy. I got a lot of love for Baby J. That's my guy. I'm about to y'all want me to call Jay Prince, man? Let me see. Wait, I'm seeing some news on Twitter. Let me see. Leaked news per Chris Mannix. Today it's revealed that he's been told Top Rank does not owe Keyshawn Davis a fight until May 2027. Hold up. Let me see this. Hold up. Somebody just sent this to me.
In just a chess match type of fight that Devin wins because he's more experienced overall, he's more experienced at the weight. Walking away now, I don't know what his next opportunity is. From what I'm told, Top Rank doesn't owe him a fight again until May of 2027. Like there's they don't have, what they can do now is, follow the letter of the law in the contract, offer him his minimums, have him, offer him fights with like Brian Norman Jr. or Tiger Johnson or some of these guys that they've got on their stable, the kind of fights that don't represent big paydays, that don't represent the kind of big opportunities that Keyshawn is looking for. He is taking a tremendous risk here. And look, maybe it'll pay off. He didn't suffer.
Chris Mannix is saying that Keyshawn is not owed a fight until May of 2027. That's a long ass time. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10 months, bruh. That's oh God, man. Oh man. Every time you raise your voice, your mic starts crackling with static. You might need to step your mic game up. Vocals are supposed to be from the music industry. Come on, Naj. Damn, my fault, bro. I ain't realized that, bro. My bad. My bad. Is it peaking right now? I got the good mic, man. It's the Shure mic. It's the good mic. It's a good podcast mic. Damn. So they saying Key basically gonna be on the bench until May? I don't know, man. I hope it works out for him. I got a lot of respect for Keyshawn. I hope it works out for him, but I personally didn't like the move, personally. I want to hear from Jay Prince. Jay Prince. Mic sound clean? All right. Yeah, somebody said my mic was a little messed up. Audio fine. Vocals are straight. All right. Yo, y'all want me to call Jay Prince? Put Jay Prince in the chat. I gotta see mad Jay Princes in the chat now, and I'll call him. If y'all want it. If y'all don't want it, then nah, we good. But if y'all do, y'all gotta put Jay Prince in the chat. Y'all gotta put it in the chat. If I don't see it in the chat, then we don't gotta do it. Y'all don't really want that. I do this for the community. I try to bring whoever y'all want to see up here. You know what I'm saying? I try to bring whoever y'all see up here. Oh, my man Jake Donovan reposted the Baby J. My boy Jake Donovan. That's my guy. My boy Jake. Let me see. Nah, I ain't really seeing no Jay Prince, so nah, we're not gonna do it. They saying Bill Haney. Bill Haney? Who y'all want? Bill Haney? They said Bill Prince. Y'all think it's crazy. Y'all want me to call Bill Haney? All right, let me call Bill, man. Let me see what Bill doing, man. I'm about to call Bill right now, bro. They saying call Bill. I'm not calling Keyshawn, man. Stop asking me that. I'm not calling Keyshawn, bro. That's dead. I'm not calling him. All right, let me call Bill, man. Let me call Bill. Hold on. Let me pause. I'm gonna mute up. Let me call Bill. Yo, he ain't answer. He ain't answer. I called him. Bill ain't answered, man. So I don't know. I just called Bill. Who else, man? All right, I might got one more in me. Pause. Who y'all want me to call? Last one. They don't look like they wanted Jay Prince. Who y'all want? Who y'all want me to call? Last one. I'll make the call before I get up out of here, man. Been on 2.5 hours. Oh, here go Bill. Hold up. Here go Bill. I gotta mute up. Yo, BH, we got Bill Haney here. BH, what's up?
Hey, man. You know what it is, man. It's Devin Haney era. Debo, man. You know who I fuck with.
Yo, Bill, I'm not gonna lie. You kind of like, I was saying this earlier, you like the new Don King, bro. I've never met Don King, but I feel like if I did, it would feel like how you are.
No, I'm a dad that with a whole lot of passion for my family and for the sport of boxing, because I got 2 boys up in it, and it was good to see Baby J, the young man, young king that he turned himself into, a lot of schooling and a lot of teaching and grooming. We got a chance to hear him step up and talk,
Yeah.
I didn't get a whole lot of clarity behind it, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's a lot of stuff that has transpired, and he's not the cause of it, so it wouldn't be the solution, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I might gotta call Jay Prince, man. We might gotta make the Jay Prince call, man.
Yeah, because Jay, he Baby Jay, that is, he's doing a great job in the space that he is, and he's provided with information and he's articulating it, well. It's sounding good, but he's not able to say a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I think maybe that you would probably do is call Jay. You know what I'm saying? I think the people know I'm gonna pop up and I'm gonna talk.
Yo, but Bill, hold up, Bill. I had Shakur on yesterday. Y'all talked briefly, but you know what I'm saying? I know you was on a flight. But Bill, come on, man. That's one of the best fights in boxing, Bill. We want to see that fight as a community, Bill.
Well, one thing for certain, 2 things for sure. Is Shakur, he don't care about nobody. He don't care about what nobody think, what he has said. He not gonna stand on no business, and he damn sure ain't gonna make me miss my flight or get kicked off the airplane, because he ain't gonna reimburse me. He ain't gonna feel sorry for me. He ain't gonna really give a fuck. I thought I showed y'all that I was going through the.
You did. You was in TSA. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think sometimes because I come on here that I'm described as a joke, man. Listen, if you didn't have all these beautiful people on here watching this thing, I get down for them. You know what I'm saying? And when I got down for the game, a bunch of the rotten, no good, low life niggas in the game that I got them up for, I said I can't wait to find something else. You know what I mean? That I can do and be passionate about and get them up for them. So we do it for the people. You know what I'm saying? The hit list got all the names got on it is Bad Motor Scooters. That's the first time nothing ever came out. That's why I said Debo is on business. The second thing that happened is they told you a long time ago we could have been super champions, we could have been franchise champions, we could have been anything other than a champ for the people, man. You dig what I'm saying? And he right. Listen, Shakur, they put money on Shakur's head. You dig what I'm saying? They didn't put none on ours unless he didn't come in and get the tab. Because what they said was 147 pounds, whether it be Nick Khan, Dr. Khan, all the people want to see it for a championship. So that he prided himself as having 4 divisions, and then, he could be a 5-division champ. But to say that we need to come to him, man, the welterweight division is hot, man.
But Bill, why y'all can't meet in the middle, though? Bill, he's a champion, y'all a champion. Why y'all can't just meet in the middle?
Man, listen, we are the champion. You have to come up to be a champ.
But he's a champ too. Y'all can't just meet in the middle, Bill. We want to see that, man.
Wait a minute. No. He won't be a champ at 141 pounds. He will be a challenger, my nigga. You can't be the champ and the challenger at the same time, my nigga.
Yeah, no, that's true.
No, so listen, it ain't no champ 2, it ain't no champ 3. You will come up and challenge for the WBO World Championship. You can come up in that motherfucker at 41, 42, 43, 44. You choose. That's what the man just said, though, you know?
Nah, yeah, Gustavo said it will be at 47. He said it got to be at 47.
It'll be at the 47-pound limit. And you can come in at 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41. Did you not say that?
Yeah, he said that. He said that.
Man, listen, we're driving home off that cheap-ass wine, man.
Yo, Bill, don't do that, nigga. Don't do that, nigga.
Now, see, when Gustavo says cheap, you don't got a problem. When BA says cheap, oh my God, don't say it. What is going to happen if I say it again? Straight to the top of the lungs, man, with that cheap-ass wine. Let me tell you this. Listen, not only did he say that we could have become super chat, but then let me let your record reflect because he used a word that said misleading. Well, let me lead the people in the right way because I might have misled it and didn't say Jay Prince, Keyshawn Davis, and the WBO concocted this shit for Keyshawn Davis to be the mandatory, and it flopped. They went the other way and said that the business was, listen, all the times and years that I done known for Jay to handle his business and be on top of the business, I've never seen him behind the business or late to the business. This would have been the first time.
Yo, but Bill, hold up, Bill.
Hold on, wait, slow up, man. You're going to be able to talk to 1,000 people when I get off, man. My motor stay.
Nah, but I'm trying to talk to you. I don't want to talk to them. I want to talk to you. All right, go ahead.
He had every opportunity. He knew what the business landscape was going to look like front to back, and he'd been in it years and years and years and years and years. So while I was negotiating for the mega fight that Turkey Al-Sheikh and all the big guys in the game put on Shakur's head, you dig what I'm saying? Now I said, well, I'm not going to necessarily take credit that we're coming down and looking for a guy that says that he's too small, or I'm looking for Keyshawn, I'm looking for none of them guys. I didn't say that. I said, hey, man, you over there, you know we negotiating because the people have said it. They did never come up and say, hey, man, look, we're going to fight we're going to get you guys to fight at 144. He came up with that. You know what I'm saying? He came up with that. And the first thing that I said, and the second thing that I said is, that's some bullshit.
Hold on, but your son said he would do that, though. Devin said he would do it, Bill.
And guess what? He said that he was going to do it. And then what did they do? They ran, instead of making a fight, they ran to the WBO as a collective. The Prince family, the organization, the Keyshawn Davis, and all the constituents got together as a collective while I'm negotiating for 144, right, with him. He goes back, and he didn't sign. He goes back and pushes this mandatory against Keyshawn, right?
No. But Gustavo didn't say that, Bill. Come on, he didn't say that.
Listen, hey, brother,
I'm just telling you what he said. He said Jay Prince called months ago about the mandatory thing. That wasn't recent. That's what he said.
Hey, brother. What I'm telling you is you can call up there and say whatever that you want to say about it. While we negotiated for all of this big money that they're talking about, good brother, you ran instead of negotiating then for the 44, 45, whatever it is, brother. You went over there and enforced the mandatory, brother.
All right, well, what about now, Bill? So it's not going to happen at 44 no more, Bill? It's over?
Hey, my man, slow down. Look, like the gentleman said, he has a lot of time. I got some time on my hands, right? You dig? And I've spent months going back and forth with him. You dig? You can come in at everything for 140 pounds, 147 pounds, man. Period. And we don't have to come to nobody. We're in the welterweight division, and we've been checking money, and the money gonna come around. So if it's a good business decision on their part, then it's a good business decision. You know?
No, I hear you, Bill, and I respect that. I'm just saying is I just trying to speak for the fans and what's the biggest fight. That's the fight that we want as fans, Bill.
Well, learn the game, and what y'all said is say it to the top of the lungs. And once again, Gustavo said you can come in at 141, right?
Yeah, he said you can come in at whatever 144. He said yeah.
No, slow down. Let's walk it down the street, man, instead of running. You dig? Slow down. So he said you can come in at 141, correct?
He said 144, but yeah, you could come in at that, and Devin could come in at 47.
Okay, let me slow. Did he ever mention 141 out of his mouth?
I don't think so, but I gotta rewind it. I don't know.
Listen, I told you that cheap ass wine is flooding the
Yo, come on, man. This some good wine. I don't know what's up with y'all niggas, man.
I'm telling you, keep drinking that shit, your cells go bad, man. That ain't that shit Gustavo said. Gustavo was on point. He answering all the shit to remember shit. You talking about, goddamn it, you don't even remember the last fucking few minutes ago. Shit.
Ew, you were funny. I ain't
you
gonna
working
lie.
harder than a one-legged man in an ass kick contest, man. You dig?
Yo, Bill, you funny as hell.
But you doing that motherfucker live from the Prince Ranch right now. You know, I mean, shit.
All right, so let's say, if he said 141.
So he said 141, so let's walk it, baby. So if you can come in at 141, that means you can come in at 142, correct?
Yep.
What about 143?
Yep.
What about 144?
Yep.
145?
Yep.
146?
Yep.
147?
Yep.
148?
No.
Okay, good.
But y'all, I'm just saying, can't y'all come in on the same weight, Bill? That's what I'm saying. Your son said he was okay with it. That's why I'm like, we just want the fight. We want to see the fight.
Hey, listen, man, check this out, man. Listen, when you do shit, you got to stand on it. When they did that shit and forced this shit with Keyshawn, ran us all down the road, kicked the motherfucking can, acting like nobody was doing nothing and nobody ain't did it. Period. Come in at the way that you're gonna come in. Anything else, we're not doing no favors. We're not doing that. We're doing good business. Like they just said. Ain't that business? What kind of business would be you come to 144? For what? Business.
Well, because that's the biggest money fight available. That's the biggest money fight available, Bill.
Hey, brother, how do you know that's the biggest money fight available?
Because I see what your son do and I see what Shakur do. That's the biggest fight available.
How long has this fight been available? Since 135, 140, 147? Man, knock it off, man. A nigga is not going to talk about, you ain't going to fast talk me and talk about that the fight is available now.
I'm saying, Bill, there's who else is bigger than that one? I'm saying that to both of y'all, not just you. I say that to Shakur too. What other fight is bigger than that one?
I wouldn't give a fuck if they told us we can fight Rocky Balboa. Listen, we fight at 147. Ain't no reason why that you explain to me why we fight at 144 pounds, and then it makes sense. That's not part of no rules. That's not good business. That's bunk business, my nigga.
No, it's not rules. It's not rules. I'm only.
No, it's bunk business.
But I'm only saying it, Bill, because that's the middle ground between where y'all both at. That's why I say that.
Listen, that's not no middle ground. The middle ground is the whole 7 pounds that you come in, man. Y'all making up shit and you pushing propaganda off that wine.
I'm not pushing propaganda. I just want to see a fight. I want to see the best fight in boxing.
Well, listen. You come in over 141 pounds. I mean, over 140, but no less than, no more than 147, man.
Yeah, I feel like we just gonna have to revisit this down the line, man. This not gonna happen.
Hey, watch this. Didn't they just say they not gonna get bullied in business and all that kind of shit like that and listen to media and shit? And you sat up there and didn't say a motherfucking thing. I came and told you, I got the heart of the people. I'm doing it for the people. And they saying, get down at 147 or lay down, my nigga. You beat the champ or shut the fuck up. How about that?
Bill, the fans are suffering. That's all I'm saying. The fans are suffering.
Listen, you suffering like buffering, man. You need to take one more sip, man, because you tripping, dog. You tripping on this motherfucker, man.
Yeah, Bill, I'm not. I just want to see a good fight, Bill. How you gonna blame me for wanting to see the best fight the best? That's what we want to see. Your son is the best, Shakur the best.
You know my son be telling me, he say, Pop, why do you even go over there? I said, because they like to hear me talk, man. I'm out, man. You ain't getting no fee for this shit, man. I'm gone, man. I love you. I love you, Cigar.
Yo, Bill, I love you too, man. I hope we can make it happen one day. I just want to see the best fight the best. But I do respect that you and your son, y'all always show up. Y'all showed up for Keyshawn, and I gotta respect that.
You gotta listen to the people, baby. This is what we do it for, all right?
All right, Bill. Appreciate it. I'm just trying to advocate for the fights that we want to see, y'all. I'm not against nobody. I just want to see the fights that we want to see. I want to see the fights that we want to see. That's it. That's it. I tell both sides that. I want to see the fights that we want to see. Y'all trying to act like we don't want to see that fight? Like that's a fight we want to see. Listen, either way, you got to respect Bill and Devin, man. Them boys walked down Keyshawn. Them boys walked down Keyshawn. And it was chicken. It was chicken. It was chicken. You know the game, you drive the car, whoever swerved first loses. Them boys walked it down and they didn't swerve. Keyshawn swerved first. That's what happened. That's what happened. I ain't gonna lie. He said propaganda wine. That is crazy. I'm not pushing propaganda, bro. I'm just pushing, I want to see the best fight the best. What else can we do? The best fight the best. That's all I'm pushing. But salute to Bill Haney, salute to Devin Haney. Them guys have showed multiple times they're willing to make the best fights. And I told y'all, I understand both sides. You know what I'm saying? So salute to both of them guys. Salute to both of them sides. And yeah, man, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I just want to see that fight, bro. Y'all mean to tell me y'all don't want to see that fight? Like, that's really one of the best fights in boxing, period. It's one of the best fights in boxing. Personally, it's not going, Bill made it clear, it's not happening at no 144, that's dead. He said, after the Keyshawn shit, I offered it. You let Keyshawn do the mandatory, now it's dead. Gotta respect that. Gotta respect that. Shakur saying I just moved up. I'm not moving up again. Gotta respect that. So we not getting it right now. It's not happening. I've already come to the conclusion. I've accepted it. It's not happening right now. It's not happening right now. But again, much respect over there to Devin and Bill. Devin has shown that he's willing to take them big fights. And I can't believe he walked Keyshawn down, bro. He walked his ass down, bro. He did. Debo Dev. That's a fact. That's a fact. I ain't gonna lie. That's what happened. We can't dispute it. That's literally what happened. Walked them down. Chicken. Who gonna swerve first? That's what happened. So, all right, I'm ready to accept the facts. Shakur and Devin not happening right now. Let's move on, y'all. I don't even want to bring it up no more. Let's move on. It's not happening. I tried my best for both sides to be like, yo, can we figure out how to? It's not happening. Shit's dead. Shit's dead. We're gonna have to revisit in another 2-3 fights because right now it's dead. I've accepted it. It is what it is. Salute to both guys. I want to see what Devin does next. I want to see who the WBO is going to mandate as his mandatory, or he could have a voluntary defense, according to Mr. Gustavo. You know what I'm saying? So we got to see what's going on, bro. But salute to them guys. Salute to Devin. Salute to Bill. Salute to Shakur. Salute to Baby J. And salute to Gustavo. That's my man, Gustavo. Always showing love. He cooked me. He said my wine was cheap. Cooked me, though. I ain't going to lie. That was nasty work, but all right, man. Yo, I'm about to get out of here. Let's get on another live. I'm going to bring up, I'm going to do another live in a couple days. I'm going to see what day. But I'm going to do a live with Coach Panda. William Zepeda's coach. I got to talk to Coach Panda, man. William Zepeda is different, bro. Boots versus Haney at 154. Nah, that's not happening. Nah. I want to talk to William Zepeda's coach, man. Because that was like, what a performance. Salute to Lamont Roach, though. Lamont did his thing. He was just outgunned. But Lamont definitely did his thing. It was a close fight. Lamont will be back. Yeah, man. Yeah, they cooking my wine, bro. Y'all acting like these wines ain't like, you know what I'm saying? This is the wine right here, bro. Yo, Secret Dance Room, thank you, man. I'm calling it how I see it. I'm just being fair. I just want to see the fight, bro. Abdullah, I'm going to drop it this week, bro. I got the Abdullah episode just finished. I'm gonna drop it this week, man. Abdullah Mason. I just shot an interview with Abdullah Mason. I'm calling it fair as I see it, man. Cheap wine. Yeah. Yeah, man. All right, well, yo, listen, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you as a community. If you liked it, if you dropped the super chat, even if you just listened and didn't do nothing, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for the love, for the energy, just for your eyes. And I do this for the community, man. I want to keep going. I want to keep doing this. Yeah, I could try to get Zepeda, but he don't speak no English, though. Zepeda don't speak no English, though. That's the only thing. He don't speak no English. But thank you, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, showing some love, showing some support. Salute to all the guests that pulled up today. And I'm not gonna be talking about Devin and Shakur for the rest of the year, bro. Ain't nothing happening this year. 2027, we can talk about it again. It's dead 2026. Let's let it die. I've accepted it. It's not happening. And respect to both sides. This is the business of boxing. It's not happening. So, yo, thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. And we'll be back soon, man. Bah, bah.